Alright, welcome back to a series of Wonders events. I'm your humble DM Robin, joining us today by Viking, played by Nathan, our Asmire Paladin, and Kat, play as Tolly, our Wood Elf Rogue. Unfortunately, Stefan won't be able to join us today, so we're down one sorcerer, but I trust the team will manage. So, previously, the team, encountered a bunch of weird stuff, including a horde of undead, which they managed to defeat, and a servant of the Lord of the Bone, Merkel, and who turns out to be once Velen, the Knight of Torm. Well, at least that's what Viking picked up, and they managed to secure the caravan, only to figure it out that according to the wizard Vandanar, this is not actually the right caravan as well. The caravan that carries the powerful item Orb of the Dragonkin is currently being transported via airships, magical airships, which they think is the safest way. Truth turns out, it proves them wrong, because dragons and shit just attacked their airship and crashed it. Kind of. The team reached the crash site, managed to salvage a two prince who appears to be from the Gensai or something, who appears to be Gensai, the kind of race that has primordial lineage in their blood. Excuse me. And of course, they definitely found the culprit, the one who did all this. Also, their old nemesis, the first dragon. They said, "You never forget your first." The first dragon they ever encountered, Venomfang. And they fought a valiant battle, managed to kill off the sorcerer who's been helping Venomfang, and also they managed to force a premature ritual to take place, because the green dragonborn, who was kind of barking orders, thinks that there isn't enough time for Venomfang to wait any longer, so he throw his weird orb thing at at Venomfang, and thus in return turns Venomfang into a Dracolich, which the team is currently running away from. And now goes back to the team, as they're on the phantom horse created by Vandanar, the wizard, carrying one of the Gensai prince, who's got a huge spear tips in his stomach, and they're riding away from the undead horror that's currently rising. So,
I was getting dragged away by the dragonkin.
Yeah, you were
instead of a horse.
No, you were getting dragged away by Kaz. Your dragonborn monk kind of warns you about the undead awakening of the Venomfang, and also just trying to grab you and start running. Well, which you guys all did, and I think Vandanar is the only one that's on the phantom horse. No, actually, you guys are all flying. I was flying. Yeah, because there's no time for him to conjure any other horses. So yeah, you guys are all currently flying. Vandanar is trying really hard to maintain his spell control. And that's where we will start. And let's see. First, okay. Vandanar sort of flies for about a minute or two. You guys all heard the loud screaming kind of sound, the dragon kind of wails in a language you can't really understand, but it's a language that all livings fear. It's the sound of the undead chasing after you. And that definitely got into Vendenar's mind as he dropped two of his control, like, entirely. And that would be, currently you guys are on this page. And let's see. That would mean he dropped his own spells, the prince, and also I believe Kaz is dragging you. Oh yeah. Also I believe our sorcerer, sorry, 3 of you guys, he dropped all of the spells. Yeah, you guys are all like not flying currently. So that will leave only Tali, the one that's flying in midair, and yeah.
I'm carrying the injured prince, so
Yeah. So
Oh,
you
boy.
carried one of the prince who's like having a spear in his stomach.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he's like not looking great at this moment.
boy.
Yeah, and you guys managed to find well, the whole forest is like kind of playing off site because the other, despite the huge trees and like lavish ground, it's quite easy to be spotted on top when you're flying. So
Yeah.
you guys still manage to find a small like a tree, like heavy tree invested area, and you manage to try to stay there for at least a while to take care of the wound. Well, at least that's what Bananar said. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down immediately in front of Vikine and just be like, help.
Right.
I'll patch people up as much as I can.
All right. Before you do anything, Venar's like, treat the wound very carefully. The spear, well, I think if I'm correct, normal ways of healing won't actually work. And he kind of tries to cast a spell, and once he does, nothing really happens. He tries to cast some spell on the prince, but nothing really happens.
Can I do a
Arcana check?
medicine check?
Oh, medicine.
Or Arcana.
Okay, go ahead. Roll for a medicine check.
Nope. Hey, that looks bad.
Yep.
It's what I see.
It's totally up your alley, and you totally got this. So you try to. You're like, that looks bad, but I've seen worse, so I can totally fix it. And you try to reach for the spear.
If he doesn't, no, I'm
Yeah. So Tali kind of, well, push you aside, so to speak, and try to prevent you from doing more harm than good. Venar actually looks at you both and worried, and says, I know we can't stay here forever, but let me try something. And he step aside, start conjuring something. You notice that he's consciously moving away from the prince, and well, most of all, the spear, the tip of the spear, and he started to conjure something. Meanwhile, both of you roll me a perception check to see if you notice something. Nope.
I even have advantage.
Yeah, you have absolutely no clue what is happening. You just think that, oh wait, this area is nice. Why don't we just stay here? But for Tali, you notice that you think that you guys are like running as fast, well, flying as fast as you can. But you swore you could hear the sound, like something is right behind you or chasing right behind you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit far right now, but it's like gaining up speed gradually.
Okay, but I'm putting on like a hard bug out as soon as Vandenar does this, we're moving again. Doesn't matter if it works or not, we're moving.
Yeah, and as he almost finish, roll me. No, actually, I'm gonna make Vandenar roll. Actually, let's see how he does it under huge stress and everything. Alright, he's gonna roll Constitution. Okay, he managed to make it. So as you guys see that he's like trying really hard, sweat pouring down his face and onto his beard, like his cloak are all soaked wet, and even his palms are shaking. But even that cannot really stop him from finishing his ritual, as he cast like something right in front of you, like a small. This is unlike the portal you guys saw last time. This kind of a gateway is like much bigger, and suffice to say it's less stable than the last one. But he's trying really hard to maintain control, and he's like,
Oh boy.
just go through it, hurry. And that will be a small portal right over here. Sorry for the poor drawing and everything, but yeah. And he's like maintaining control. He's urging you guys to like just go through it for now.
Yep. I'll pick the prince back up.
Alright, so you carry the prince back up, and you're still flying you're still floating afloat, and you carried him through the portal. For Viking and the rest of the person, what about you guys?
Now's not the time to divvy up, so yeah, I'll go through the portal.
Okay, so all of you just managed to run through the portal, and all you guys could hear before you enter the portal is a loud sound of something is biting down, like, and you see Vandenar just jump through the portal right in time to avoid a gigantic mouth coming down from the sky, like full of like sharp fangs and skeletons, which is dripping kind of like venom-like substance, and just and that's the last image you guys saw before you lead to the other side. And you guys all right now found yourself right in front of sort of like a I'm trying to manage here. Sort of like a stone cottage kind of like structure. It's not just simple cottage. It's more like a well invested house, a mansion, if you would call it. The stone walls around it are like about 30 feet high, and all of them looks like it's been under some maintenance, because it looks shiny, and all the sparks, it looks like there's no dirt, there's no like kind of any kind of aging that's been occurred to the stones, although the whole structure itself already gives you the sense of it's kind of like Asian structure, because the style, because of the linings of the roof, maybe the structure of the whole building, just the type, it makes you feel old. But the outer look looks clean and shining in glistened light. Vandenar actually sighs as he kind of went through the portal, and is like, whew, I wasn't sure if I could make it. Welcome everyone to my place. Well, it's unlike the one you guys saw earlier. The one is just a temporal makeshift, kind of a road home, if you would say that. But this is my actual tower, and I trust we would be safe here. And I'll lead the way. And as he moved forward, you guys notice that on both sides of the first, and the main entrance, on both sides of the window, you see two, kind of like metallic structure that looks, built sculpture that looks like a soldier of sort. They stand guard, holding shields and spears on their hand. As Vandenar walk through, they kind of does the salute state with their shield, and like goes back to post, like king king, goes back to post. And he's like, "Oh, not to worry. Those are my iron like golems, so they would keep us safe in the time of need. Now, shall we?" And he just walked through the main entrance, going inside. What are you guys doing right now?
I'm gonna help the. I'll grab the other shoulder of the wounded kind of thing,
okay.
and help him through.
Okay.
Thank
So both of you just walk him through, just gently carry him through, and according to Vandenar's like direction, you managed to find the bedroom he was talking about, and the study he was talking about, and you guys walk right through the study and lay him down, just like he's like, just put him on the rug, and it should be fine. And let me check for something before we do any kind of healing. And he started rifling through the books on his shelves. You immediately recognize the study is like way bigger than the one he called his roadhouse, and the like collections are vastly more like invested, so to speak. And he started like on the one side of the bookshelf you see a ladder, like which is currently riding up and down trying to find the correct spot. And on the other side you see a few like kind of like comfortable chairs by like this door, this small entrance to maybe leads to the other side of the room. And as the other side, at the south end of this room, you notice that there are a small desk which contains a few items you couldn't really name. There are you definitely know there are a bunch of what looks like alchemist stuff. A tube with purplish water running through a red vent and like coming off as a green steam and like just puffing. And there are something brewing on top of the desk. And on the other side, there are a bunch of leathery like items just laying around here. You notice that there are needles on top of them, indicating they might be some kind of a work in progress. Yeah, and that's about as much as you notice right now, because your attention is all focused on the prince. So, as he's doing that, what would you like to do at this moment?
I'm gonna look to come over to the window and like peek outside, making sure there's nothing coming in.
All right. You peek outside. So, to your surprise, you notice that there's no actual doorway. Like because you guys were too much in a hurry and in such a rush, you guys didn't notice that there is no actual way beyond the main entrance. You notice that you are staring at a pure void. Just like, okay, there's nothing beyond these lands. Like, this is literally that if you step out of the main entrance, you think you're gonna fall into the void. Yeah. So that's about it. What about you, Tali? What are you doing at this point?
I'm going to be probably cross-legged on the floor by the prince and just keeping an eye on Kaz, because as much as he looks like he's out of it now, I'm still
All right.
concerned.
All right. Kaz is like looking fine at this moment. In fact, he's actually talking to Rainy. You think they might be discussing something? Would you like to eavesdrop, or no, not at all?
No, I'm happy to let them do their thing.
All right. So they chat as Venenar like finally found something on his bookshelf. He reached behind the books and grabs out a small like tube which is glistening in golden light with the liquid inside, and he's like, that's about it. And he like slides down the ladder and reach for the prince, and he like said to you, Tolly, and said, hold him still. This is gonna hurt a bit.
Alright, embrace.
Make a strength check to hold him still. This is something that's gonna cause an reaction.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like 9. A little help.
All right. Kaz actually walked towards you and says, "Let me." And he like put his palm right directly on top of the prince's chest and like place it in place. All right. You now roll me a strength check with advantage because you got Kaz's help. All right.
Oh, thank God.
Not bad. So you put your palm right. You kind of grab both of his hand and like Kaz kind of hold it in place to help you stabilize him. And Vandanar is gonna directly reach for the spear and yank it directly out. And he's gonna make a sleight of hand check.
With all this commotion going on, I leave the window. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
and
you're like, what the fuck is outside of the window? Yeah. And yeah, as Vandanar immediately dragged the spear out, he like he immediately broke the seal of the tube he was carrying and just splashed the whole like potion. You think that's a potion, right on top of the wound, and you see that before, like right after the spear is out, the hole on his stomach seems like it's about to expand, like immediately, like something is like was already serving as a like kind of like a cork that like kind of like stop the wound from expanding, and the wound started to expand. But he managed to stop that in time with the potions he sprays on top of him, and immediately the wound is not entirely sealed, but it looks normal right now. And Vandanar just and he tossed the tip of the spear like onto the other side of the room, like he can't even touch it. Whew. I think now will be a great time to, give in a little healing power of yours, and that should stabilize it. Venar looking at you, Viking.
When he says, I'm like, oh, you mean me? Yeah, I'm like totally kind of oblivious, and I'll come over and I will probably avoid doing my whole lay on hands here, so I'll do healing word at second level. First level is good enough for him.
All right,
11 points.
All right, you hum kind of a sound into his a little bit lifeless, a little bit pale body, and as you can all see, the wound starts sealing like up. It's not, the flesh is growing, but it's not like it's reached to its full like extent. But at least the wound is covered. At least that's a good part. Yep. and he's a little
Look
bit
to him and I'm like,
back to
more?
conscious. Yeah. Oh, you did you use cure wounds or healing word? You said you were gonna use healing word.
I don't have healing word. I only have
Okay.
cure wounds.
So you let me rephrase that. You hum, but the actual thing that does the healing is your hand. So you're just unconscious, you're just subconsciously humming and just placing your hand on the wound, and it seals up. All right. Venerar looks exhausted, but at the same time he looks kind of relieved. And he walked towards you guys and says, "Thank you guys so much. We couldn't afford to let the prince die either by the hand of a Dracolich or by that blasted spear he just encountered. Anyway, I think we all had a really rough day, and by all means, make yourself at home. We should be safe here for the time being. But we still have to warn the others about the rising of this Dracolich. I'm afraid there's more than just one. But in the meantime, we should rest.
I'm so sorry. There's more than one.
Well, according to the books, the stories I told you about, the Cult of the Dragon, before their first purge, is capable of creating artifacts which you all just saw. The seed of death you guys all just saw. To make more of these Dracolich, and if there's one, I'm afraid that the way of crafting this stuff has resurfaced, and yeah, that is not. Suffice to say, I don't think that's just gonna be one.
No, you're right. We've got to stop them before there's more. Oh. Oh.
But we can't stop anyone if we're exhausted and if we're dead. So, just take your pick of the room. Well, actually, Alfred would help you. And he kind of rang a bell. He reached out into the pocket and rang a bell. You notice that some kind of a figure just appeared right next to you. It doesn't really take shape because you can't really see him, but you notice his presence, just loud and clear, as his extending his reach onto your shoulder, and Venerar says, "Oh, that's my servant, Alfred, and you can all follow his lead to your proper rooms for rest. And yeah, if you need anything, just tell him what you want. He will bring you either supper or woods or anything that will help you sleep better at night."
Thank you.
Sure thing. Now, I know we all had a long day, so I really need to just rest for a while. And you notice that he's probably been casting spell repeatedly for a really long time, because his facial expression is completely exhausted and pale, and he's he couldn't even really walk. He's using his staff as a crutch to gingerly just move towards a certain room. And he's like, long day, really long day. And yeah, he just went into one room in the back and just goes in, and that's it. So Kaz turns around and like once everything's over, he just hugs both of you and Riveni. He's like, "Oh, thank you for relieving me from this rage I never experienced in my life. Well, not after my childhood, but yeah, thank you really much. Like, thank you so much. Thank you." And he just hugs you guys really tight, basically. Like,
Kaz, breathing.
yeah,
Ribs.
sorry.
Please.
I got a little carried away. Well,
I'm glad you're alright too, though. It's it's good to have you back.
So, can any of you tell me what happened? I just woke up and then I see you guys fighting this dragon, and yeah. You mind filling me in? Because I have no memories after our talk in the tavern.
Yeah. So first off, you're gonna want to get someone to repair the roof of your tavern. You did not use the door to exit.
The dragon teared it apart? Oh no.
Oh no, that would be you. That would have been
A dragon.
kind of.
Me? I'm a dragonborn,
Yeah, you
not a dragon.
Yeah, but we right. You were standing there and we were talking to you, and then all of a sudden, you were not you. You were gone. You got mind jacked by these dragon cultist folks, and you flew away out the roof of your own bar. So yeah.
Darn it. And he kind of put his hand on his head like, no wonder I feel this weird sensation.
Yeah.
Kind of. But I don't think that's the cultist though. I don't know. It feels like
you were literally in the cultist camp, so
okay. I know that, but I don't think that's what the cultist did to me. I think it's, I don't know. I feel the warmth, kind of like a calling, from afar, kind of like someone tells me, she really needs my help. She really needs me to join her army and become her guide to this realm. I don't know. This is weird. This is a weird feeling. Anyway.
a very dangerous feeling if it's not directly associated. Like, it broke when we took out the guy that looked like he was whamming you, but
yeah, but I still
I worry this will happen again. Yeah, if you still feel like this.
Yes, from time to time. It's just not as strong as the. I think maybe the cultist like empowered this feeling, or maybe just he maybe just imbued something even stronger to fuel this feeling. But I still feel it from time to time.
Yeah, it was really strange, and I kind of go on. I ramble a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I also took a bottle of your good stuff. But yeah,
right, he kind of looks.
To be fair, it saved your life.
Yeah, he kind of looks like and says, well, okay. As long as it serves good purpose, I wouldn't mind. It's just extremely hard to craft and extremely hard to find. And the substance they require from some kind of beast takes prolonged like exposure to certain kind of materials and stuff. And he also rambles about how hard it is to make that kind of wine, and you notice that he's looking pretty sad when you said you used that part.
I know it worked very well to cloud the mind of a hostile mage.
As long as it's done, it's good. Like as long as it's like done us any good, it's. I would say it's fine. I'll say it's fine. He cleared his
Yeah.
throat. You see him a little bit. Yeah.
Regardless of what happened then, we will need to get our stories straight, as some fancy pants boy in his shiniest armor came past looking for you. All I told them was that you disappeared, so as far as I know, no one knows anything contrary to your normal story, that you're not a bronze dragonborn.
Yeah, but why would they know
But
I'm here?
I don't
I think
know.
it was the bursting out of your roof that kind of alerted them, and all they want us to do is to bring you home.
Mm.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Maybe. Oh, if you're
But yeah,
making
maybe-
the town's guard, I mean, maybe.
Yeah. You
Alright.
might not want to mention to them the fact that you still feel the calling.
Okay, I'll try not to. It feels better right now. I don't know if it's this house or something. I just feels better. The calling feels more distance right now. Anyway,
Okay.
I think you guys can rest. I won't take up much of your time. I will, however, start my meditating because I want to figure out what is really happening inside me.
I look to the butler, and I
Yeah.
say, I need a large fish uncooked whole.
Okay.
And
The unsingable but yet there butler kind of just you felt his presence float away, and in about 5 minutes later, you see like a gigantic plate that's like well designed with by the material of like silver, and on top of it it's a traditional like a handle like when the fancy like noble houses, they will have like cover like a hood on top of the plate, and yeah, that's what you see, a hooded plate like just floats in, and the hood just get lift up, and you see like the exactly your order, and it's 10 times better than you could imagine. Yeah. It makes you want to eat the fish.
I'm like, Cora, and I'm just assuming Cora's around.
Yeah, you called and called again, and you feel this time Cora's not appearing from anywhere.
I just take the tray,
Mm-hmm.
and I take the whole tray
Mm-hmm.
and like slide it straight into the bag of holding, like whole. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, you try to slide it in. Let's see. Plate. Yeah, you could definitely slide it in. Yeah, with the hood and everything, and you just manage to jam it into the bag of holding. The servant doesn't really do anything to stop you. He just floats there. Is that all?
I'm gonna be like, we'll take some very strong ale, and I look at the others, lots of it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, the servant floats back in, and about 2 minutes. This time he's way faster. About 2 minutes later, he like roams out, and you see like a bunch of like about 5 cups. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 cups. Like floating on top of a gigantic barrel, and you notice that the wooden barrel like is in line with like metal like to bind it together, and like on top of it, there's a small like a hole on top of it, and you notice that the servant, like just turn around the you think whatever that makes the wine pouring out of the barrel, you just like kind of turn it, the mechanism, and then just put the cup directly underneath it, and it just starts pouring out the wines and everything. And once he's done, he just brings it over to each and every one of you. The prince is
I'm like that.
the prince is
That's
on the
enough for
ground.
Ravani, but what about the rest of us?
The servant
Staring
didn't
at the
say a
fireplace
word.
panel.
The servant just you see that once you finish that, the servant didn't respond, but the barrel just float in midair and just landed directly in front of all of you.
I'm gonna like chug back the first glass and be like, ugh.
Yeah. So you all feel like you all start drinking and feeling, well, slightly better and a little bit more relaxed. The prince is gonna lay against the wall, just like sipping on gently on the wine, because even that makes his like stomach hurt. But he's still drinking it no matter what. He's like, I've had a rough day. I'm definitely gonna treat myself better. And yeah, and he's gonna stay there. And for the other one, he's gonna introduce himself. He's like, greetings and thanks for assisting me and my family. We are in desperate need for help, and you came. We were in desperate need for help, and for that, you have my forever gratitude. And my name is Waylon Whirlpool. I am the heir of the water inside, and the only son of the Jinsha Empire, well, which is ruled by 4 of a family. Anyway, if you ever came to Jinsha, you will be greeted with the highest state as our most welcome guest, if we ever make it out alive.
It was irony, Your Highness. I'm just glad you got out okay. I'm sorry. The same can be said for the rest of your people.
Well, you notice that when he's talking, he looks kind of sad, and the watery like construct around him, it's doing like various stuff. You see it like, for one, it might look like a small castle, and then it looks like a raven, and then it looks like a spiral, and then like a gigantic shark, and the construct just keeps on changing as his like mood is like kind of low when he's talking, and he says, the AL Leaguers, they are a loyal bunch and trusty allies to have. I'm also kind of sad they are not with us anymore. But they did their job and died honorably to defend us. So, at least that's something.
It always is. And it's as hard as it is to lose someone, it's that loyalty and honor, it meant something.
Yes, at least it meant something. We should definitely honor them by bringing the cult to its demise.
I would be delighted to help with that.
Thank you.
With the right resources and manpower, I'm sure we can make that happen.
I'm sure.
Oh, hell yeah. Green East is going to need to rally some people, that's for sure.
Definitely. Once I get back to my country, I will. You were about to say?
Yeah, has anyone got any way of warning greenies that there's a Dracolich in their backyard?
Not by me, but I think Bender has something. Too bad he's like.
No, he's
not
out.
in good
Remind me
condition.
first thing in the morning. Yeah, when he's up. I don't want to forget, because that's...
Yeah, well,
Oh boy.
if that's the case, I guess we have no other choice but then wait till the morning. Now, Alfred, if you would be so kind to show me my room.
I was kind of. I had pulled off to Alfred, like whispering him to the side. I'm like intentionally like being quiet so nobody else hears me.
Okay.
And then he goes off. I'm like, I want a hot bath.
Okay.
Make it happen.
Mhm.
And a keg of wine for myself set up in the bathtub.
All right. So you notice
Brilliant.
that Waylon, as he's talking to Alfred as well as you felt not one but immediately two presents, like right in front of you. You still can't see him, but you felt it. He's right there, and you felt the gentle touch of the unseen servant, pun intended. And then, like, he kind of guides you towards one direction and Waylon to the other. And, yep, he's gonna move out and lead Waylon to the room. Oh, sorry, this room, actually. Walking down the hall and leading the prince and his wounded brethren to the hallway and then into a room. And for you guys, for you especially, Viking, he leads you to the back. You notice that there's a gigantic, kind of like a bathtub, which you've never really seen before. It's made out of made out of wood, probably pine wood because it smells nice. And there's a small table on the other side. There are a few snacks and like drinks on the table along with a chair. And yeah, the servant, you feel its presence kind of lead you here and then just move outside and you see the door open and then closed, and that's it.
I'll use my divine sense just to make sure that there's no more servants spying on me.
You don't feel anything. Roll me an Arcana check. Yeah, you think you have seen this before in the old order of your originator. You notice that they are beings created by pure magic. They are not even construct. They are a kind of like a servant created solely for one purpose, to follow orders issued by its creator and the one he designated it to. So they are arcana, like mana created creatures that have no really existence in this world. So yeah.
So I pull this table like straight over here.
Okay.
And it's like loud and like, yeah. And I as I'm stripping down, out of nowhere, my rubber ducky just appears.
Nice. It just
reasons.
drops into the tub as like, yes.
Bloop.
Bloop.
And then I'm gonna pour myself a nice glass of wine and hop into the tub.
Nice.
Right. Do my thing.
Do your thing. So now that Viking is enjoying himself,
what better way to have a rest? Come on.
Yeah.
I'd pass out in the tub if I could.
True. Riveni is actually gonna go to ask Alfred to lead her to a room for all three of you, and Alfred lead her towards the main one of a larger chamber, and yeah, that's about it. What about you, Tolly?
Beautiful. I'll follow suit and I'll ask for a deck of cards and I'll just like, you know, when you just need something to occupy your hands, just
Yeah.
shuffle and build and deal and shuffle
Nice.
and build and deal and yeah.
Yeah, so the servant brought you a silver lined deck of tarot cards. Instead of the normal
Beautiful.
cards, it brought you like a tarot card. Apparently, that's the all he had in this place.
makes sense for a magician to have just the tarot. So yeah, I'll
All right.
hand them out. Keep them.
You notice
Just something to calm down.
For you, Tolly, you notice that despite following you guys, Nine is looking around as if he's like suspicious about something.
9, you all right?
I don't really feel right. This whole place feels odd.
Yeah. The fact that I find it best not to think about it. It feels wrong, but is it hurting you?
No. You know, I trust my instinct. That's what kept me alive all this time. And I just feel this place is off. Every feeling in my body tells me the same thing. It's I can't discern if it's danger or anything, but for now I just feel like different. Like this place, it's like every existence is kind of wrong.
That's
He's trying really hard. You notice that he's trying really hard to wrap his word around to like
just
tell
the inherent
you how
wrongness
he
that he feels.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he just can't.
I'll keep shuffling my deck and go, look, if it makes you feel any better, I'm happy to just have my rest and then stay up and take watch and let you know if anything goes wrong. Because you look like hell.
I will take watch with you. I don't really trust this Vandenar guy. No.
Yeah, he's definitely he makes some bad calls. Fighting that dragon was never a good option, but we got out better than I had hoped. So,
all right.
What about him makes you mistrust him, sir?
I don't know. Everything just the timing is just way too perfect. Like we just showed up in time before they're all killed, and then he managed to like after we have a rest, and then in the morning he was talking to this prince of something, and then immediately they got attacked. After all night it's been safe and everything.
There's definitely a leak in their organization. You reckon he's the leak?
I can't tell. I can't figure out the motive. Like, because if he's the leak, why would he help us fighting the dragon?
Money, glory. This Genasi prince seemed rather keen to reward us with plenty of accolades for merely saving his damn life.
But look around. Look around. Does this guy looks in need of money to you?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Well, nice of you to join us.
yeah, sorry about that. We had company coming over a little late, so by the time you guys were about to start, I was sort of having to sort of come up for a bit and sort of have dinner with everybody.
Okay. So are you now all done? Like all your friends gone? You are focused in the play? Because if you still need time to go talk to your friend, you can totally. You don't really have to join. Like if you really have something come up in real life.
Oh no, it's a couple of my parents' friends.
Okay. All right. If that's the case, then I guess we're fine. Welcome
Quick,
back.
hide all the hobo bodies.
Yes. So Tolly, you reach the room. You notice that Rivani and Kaz are having a serious discussion, as well as you and Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nine continues on saying, "I don't. All right. I'll just stay watch for the tonight, and we'll see about what happens in the morning."
Okay.
Okay.
That's sounds good by me. And I'm still shuffling my tarot deck, just like
Yeah.
absent-mindedly, like, yep.
So you flip one card. You notice that it's unlike most of the tarot cards you've seen before. Most of the tarot cards are like maybe Hangman, maybe Reaper, maybe something. These looks only colors and weird patterns, but not really any figure of speak. You reached into one of the card, and it automatically shows the word soldier.
I thought you were gonna say the servant wasn't smart and gave you a deck of many things. Draw your first card.
Yeah. That would be splendid, and she'll be using the card like. No.
You're gonna die.
No. But the card just once you touch it, a line of word revealed and says the soldier. Yep.
I look at it kind of startled because I'm like, that's okay.
Mhm.
Ugh.
I sort of just sort of noticed Tally coming in, and I sort of wave hi to her before going back to
Yeah,
whatever I was.
conversation with Kaz. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, all right. Now you greeted Tolly, and you were along the way. You were having conversation with Kaz about how to your very first priority, how to control your wild magic. For Kaz is like offering you a way to do meditations and telling you maybe how to get a hold of everything through his vision of self-control, and you find most of the stuff kind of like useful, but you're not sure how that will interact with your wild magic. As now you find out more about your lineage and more about your bloodline and more about your mother, to be precise. Yeah, so you're not really sure if that will work, but you're willing to give it a try. And also, it kind of feels weird to talk to someone about self-control who had just lost his control. But
yeah, just a bit.
You get it, it's not his fault, because he keeps on telling you about this weird calling he received. He's like, he even tries to ask you, because he knows, for himself, he's not a magic user. So he's trying to understand that through your vision. If you like, you can roll for an Arcana check to see if you can figure it out.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, first roll of the night. Bye, Rivani.
My 1d6 was actually how many glasses of wine I'm after having.
Nice. Yeah.
So I've had 5 glasses of wine already.
Yeah.
I got a 9.
Yeah, for Rivani, you are not sure. There are a bunch of reasons why you will see or hear things, and from your past knowledge, you don't really know what might cause it. So yeah, you're just comforting Kaz to tell him to be at ease and like not to worry that much, basically. Yeah. For Viking, you were drinking. You drank enough wine to drown yourself in the tub. But you even have a few wine you didn't really drink. It just kind of accidentally poured that into your tub. And yeah, now you're feeling like you're in heaven because it smells all like wine and everything. Yeah. And it's not just beers.
I'm okay with this.
There are like good quality red wines and white wines and everything. So you kind of mix them all up and start drinking.
When the unseen servant comes in, I'm like, I have my mouth under the spigot of the wine cask, like drinking right from the barrel.
Yeah.
I'm like kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar, like,
yeah.
What?
Oh, the servant actually walks in and brought you another huge barrel, and he pops the cork open, and it smells like mead. Like you can see inside the liquid. It looks tender in texture and like a layer. It looks like golden layered cheese, like with like this dense smell of like good quality wine, and he just lays it there and leaves the room.
I'm like, you're my favorite. Just like all drunk.
Yeah, my favorite. Yeah, that's because you yelled really loud. You can Tolly, you guys can hear something of a noise came out from what Viking did. Yeah.
Chuckle to myself, just like, yeah.
You hear like me flailing in the fucking bathtub, like, blah, I accidentally slipped or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you keep on drinking and washing
Oh,
until.
No. I accidentally lost. Like when I flailed, the rubber ducky almost went out, and I like fucking panicked there for a minute. I'm like, ah!
Just catch it in the middle of time. Just like.
There's like water fucking everywhere.
Yeah, nice water and wine. So yeah.
It was a moral dilemma whether or not I drop my wine or I lose the ducky. And the ducky won.
And the ducky won.
Yeah.
Well, when you drop the wine, you can just sip it from the tub. If you just pour it in and just wash it, bathe in it, and that'll be awesome.
No, that's the ducky's wine. No. That's his share.
Oh my god, you get like a little tiny glass for him too.
Alright. So, you guys kind of wander off. Each find your own place to like rest in. I would like Riveni, Tolly, and Viking. Both of you, three of you, roll me a perception check. Just a normal.
Where are we? By the way.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not alone or anything. Oh yeah, because we're.
Yeah, because Riveni is like wandering, talking to cats. She didn't really notice. But basically, you guys went through a portal created by Vandanar and lead you guys towards his tower, if you would call that. Despite that,
okay.
this whole place looks like a small, like not a huge stone structure. It's not like a huge castle, but it's like a decent stone structure.
I was gonna say I was gonna take disadvantage since I'm drunk, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you
With a
because you're
2.
drunk, you're entirely oblivion of what is about to happen, or what might happen. For Tolly, you woke up in the middle of the night, like just in an urgent need to go to the bathroom.
Did I get at least 4 hours of rest or?
Yeah, you get about well, hold on. Yeah,
I need to meditate for 4 hours. So
you get about 3
Damn
hours.
it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Close. It was close. It was like, sometimes when you're most asleep, you're like, I just need to go. And yeah, and that's what you're feeling right now. You feel reluctant, but yet you're still going. And once you pass through the bathroom, you notice that Viking is completely sleeping in a pool of wine. What looks like to be wine, and the rubber ducky is like floating on top of it. Yeah. Yeah.
If I've got charcoal in my pocket, I would very much like to go and draw a moustache on Viking.
Yeah. So once you say that, you notice that you feel the present right next to you, just like, and he
Oh,
reached
thank
out
you.
his extend. There's a chalk on his palm.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm just gonna do like the full mustache monocle kind of like.
Yeah. All right. You walk in, draw a mustache. Viking is completely oblivion about it, so yeah, you just easily draw
Oh,
that
I'm
on his
passed
face.
out.
Yeah, he already passed
Mhm.
out, so yeah, you easily draw that on his face. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna draw. Yeah.
Alright.
Alright. So you walk down the hall. As you pass through Vandanar's chamber, you think you heard something. Like he's talking to someone.
Ooh, I'm eavesdropping. Oh, baby.
You hear. What language do you speak? Do you know
I think just Elvish and Common.
Elvish and
And Thieves' Cant, but I don't think that's going to be relevant here.
Thieves' Cant is not a language, but yeah. You heard him kind of gurgling and whispering, and like in a language you don't fully understand. You'd heard a few mentioning of the words, you definitely heard your name, which is odd
Bullshit.
because it happens repeatedly. You heard about Viking's name, which appeared once or twice, and then you heard about Remainin's name. Remainin's name only pops out once at the end of the conversation. And roll me your stealth. All right. As you walk past it, as you heard the final mentioning about Remaining, you walk past, and then you notice that the door is you heard a sound. Vandanar seems to be moving towards the door, and yeah.
I'm just going to carry on, act as normal as I was.
To answer Stefan's question, yes, he directly mentioned that it's a Dracolich right now. But it's beyond our concern because now you're fastly asleep. And Vandanar just opens the door, walks into the hallway. And he didn't seem to notice you until he takes a full turn. And he's like, you're here. Oh well. Are you alright?
Yeah, bathroom. Like I'm wiping sleep from my eyes, and I was like, bathroom, which way?
Okay. Sorry. It's just down the hall. Just down the hall, and he points directly towards this door. Just down the hall.
Delightful.
Yeah. And did you hear something?
Okay.
I think I heard something on my doorway.
No. Are you all right? How are you feeling after that? Because you used a lot of energy today. Are you?
Yeah, I
How are
definitely
you?
feel a lot better right now.
Oh, and while I have you, I was talking to the prince, and we reckon, if you have any way to do so, maybe contact your people and like warn them and Green East if you can about the whole, Dracolich in their backyard situation.
Yeah, definitely. There's
But
just
yeah,
a
but
lot
like,
of happening. I was actually doing a report to, well, I'm from Neverwinter, so I'm doing a report to the councils, and
oh good, how
yeah,
are they?
they are a little bit frightened. Well, I can't blame them. Even I am a little bit frightened. The council members, not all of them are trained fighters or wizards. They're just nobles, and they're worried about their own well-being and then their people. So, yeah.
And I wanna insight check him on whether or not he's totally bullshitting me right now.
Nice, go for it.
Jeez, I'm gonna roll real bad here. Mm.
Okay. He seems sincere. Like you can't really tell that if he's. You think that he's have nothing to hide. You can't really
Cool.
tell that if he's lying because you think he's just way too decent a guy to lie.
Yeah, because he's put us up. He's like, he's been nothing
Yeah.
but honorable, but Nine's misgivings are like in the back of my head. Like, well, but yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom right now. You rest, okay?
Yeah,
You rest.
Yeah, you too. Have a nice rest over the night. And he goes back into the room and like close the door. So you keep on walking towards the end of the hall, and you definitely find the bathroom. But as you opens up the door, you notice that there is a little figure on the back end of the door. A tiny, small figure on the back end of the door.
I'm looking at it.
Okay. Roll me a perception check. You think it's a humanoid. Like, at least the shape that looks like it.
Yup.
Yeah.
I don't know how to proceed. I'm just like gonna look at it like, what?
Okay. You were talking about what and like trying to get closer to it, I assume? All right.
Yeah.
You getting closer, you notice that there is under the covered cloth and everything, there is a tiny little sculpture, like right underneath it.
Oh.
Yeah. Originally, you thought it was a human because it's like it's way too damn close near like the human figure and everything. It looks so vivid and alive. It looks as if master craftsmanship on top of it. But once you reveal the cloth, it's a sculpture.
All right.
It's
Do I recognize
like
it?
it's
Does it look? Yeah.
sorry. It looks like sorry. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just like, is it familiar to me or is it something completely alien?
Right, that's what I'm about to tell you. The sculpture, it looks like a lady with short blue hair. Like at first you thought it was hair, but then you realize, oh no, it's like some sort of like a hood or something. And then she's well garnished in a long leathery like cloak, and like she's wearing some kind of a plate, like a symbol of a plate, which has a huge eye on directly on top of the chest, and she on her palm she's holding a kind of like a book, and then a sword on the other side. She only looks so tiny because it looks like she's shrunken in size. Hold on, let me show you the image. That's what she looks like.
All right.
Yep.
If she's small enough to pick up, I want to pick her up.
She's about from what you can see, it's about 5 or 6 year old kids like height, about 120 centimeters tall, or even less. But like it's odd because you look at her face, she's a full grown woman, but her size is like small. Not tiny, but small.
Well, I'll like make a mental catalog of everything about her, and then I'll put the sheet back over, and then be like, okay, well, I'll ask Ravani and Vakeen in the morning. I'll show them because this is odd, but I figure one of them will know something.
Once you put the sheet back on top of her face, you feel the sculpture. It felt like flesh.
Hmm.
Yeah, and as you touch
If it felt like flesh, I'll pull it back over and be like, sorry?
as you touch her face, you notice that fuck, this isn't this isn't a sculpture. This is as your hands touch on her face, you notice that it is an actual human, an actual creature, an actual living creature. It just somehow stuck and can't really just looks like a sculpture for some reason. It's just stuck there.
Oh shit. Okay, miss. Oh. I will be right back.
All right.
And I'm gonna like just really calm, really subtle, no distress whatsoever. Make my way back to the others and be like, hey.
Okay. So you make your way back along the way. Roll me a stealth check. On your way back. Okay. You kind of fumble through you think that it's a hallway, which are like judging by the surroundings, once you first enter, you think that this is probably the kitchen. You fumble through bits and like there and that, and then you think you bump into something.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So you're here. Hold on. Let me just place your token right over here. As you walk through, you bump into an enormous figure. Yep. You bump into something just directly ahead of you. And as you say you're sorry, make an acrobatics check.
Oh boy. Oh, sweet mercy. Acrobatics check or save? Sorry. Oh no.
Check.
My brain is saying.
All right. So you feel this gigantic thing just lumbering towards you, just like you feel the impact right in front of you, but you can't fucking see anything. Yeah.
Oh god. I'm just scrambling, trying to feel my way around past it. Like,
yeah. It doesn't seem to react after you bump into it, but it's still invisible. You can't really see where it is. You just see by the sheer impact there is something probably there, but there's a gigantic hole. It's smashed on the ground, and beyond that, that's about it.
I'm gonna go around that.
All right. As you are trying to figure out a way to maneuver around, Riveni, roll me a perception check again, and also like.
Of course, you had to ask when I'm upstairs. I'm drunk. I don't hear anything.
All right. So you're entirely drunk. You don't hear anything. With your wisdom.
Unless somebody wakes me up, I'm not going to hear anything.
Yeah, I'm coming back to wake you up, but I can't get there.
So Riveni, you think it's just a nightmare? It's probably one of those nightmares again. You heard the hammer, but like, it's nothing. You just went back to sleep. For Tully, for about a minute, you just stand really still and do nothing. You don't think that it is moving as well, but you just can't tell for sure. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna carefully try again. Then, if I can't find any way around it, I'm just gonna jump the pit and hope for the best.
Okay. All right. You go for a second try. Roll me another acrobatics check. Nice. This time you think that you heard the whip of the sound as you tiptoe around it and like leap on top. As his hammer, sort of like hammer figure hammer down, you leap and like tiptoe on the hammer and like do a like a twirl and like just leap over its head and landed right behind it. And that will be the end. No, that's about it.
Nice.
Yeah, so you just leap over it and like dash. I assume you just ran all your way back to. Yeah.
Really
so-
quiet, light feet,
yeah,
no
so you
disturbance
light
whatsoever.
feet, all your way back to the chamber, and yeah. You at this moment you don't care how much sound you really make, I assume.
No, I'm still careful.
Okay.
I desperately do not want to
Roll a
alert
stealth
Venona.
check again. All right, so you just like, even though you're hurried, you're still careful not to make a noise and like consciously avoid something that might happen.
Used
Yeah,
to making desperately quick yet quiet
but
runs through
eventually
houses.
you make your way back to the hall and nothing really happens.
Awesome. All right, I'll wake Ravani first, and then
Then you're
I'll
like,
wake my room first, basically. Yeah.
Okay, you wake up Ravani. Ravani, what do you do?
But I'm like, what? What? What are you?
There's
What are you doing that, Tony?
There is like a petrified person at the other end of the house, and I don't know what to do.
I sort of I wake up a bit more after hearing that. So well, what? A petrified what?
She's a
what's
person. I don't know what it is, but she can't move. Like she's real. She's desperately real. And I'm gonna like be waking like as she's waking up. I'm moving to Kaz and I'm moving to 9. Like I'm getting I'm getting the party up.
All right, Kaz is like immediately awake once you're telling him that. 9 on the other hand, he doesn't look like he's awake. As you get closer to look at him, he actually looks like he's down again. Like before you notice that in the Feywild, when you guys try to like wake him up, he just looks just like powered out. He looks like that again, just like entirely powered out.
Oh no. Okay. All right. That's problem 2 to deal with later. Yay. I'll make sure he's in like a safe spot in the corner and just be like, stay.
Okay. For Ravani, you also notice that your homunculi also looks powered out.
I sort of know. I sort of reach for her, and when I notice, I wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't remember Bradley's being powered down before I went to bed.
Yeah, before you went to your rest, you think like homunculi is like totally fine, but somehow it's not working anymore.
I'll tell her that 9 thought there was some janky magic shit going on. So yeah, he was really disconcerted. He didn't like the feel of this place, and I worry that it's hurt him. And now you're homunculi.
What would you like to do, Ravani? Stefan? Nope.
Did we lose him?
I don't think he.
Okay.
Is he sure?
All right. Well, in the meantime, I'll go and wake up Joaquin.
Yep. All right. So you walk towards Viking, and how would you like to wake him up? Slap him in the face, kick him in the junk,
Oh no!
or like just gingerly wake him up with a like nice brew.
Gingerly wake him up. If he's left his kit beside the tub, I'm just gonna like reach for a sword or something and use the
hilt.
Jesus. Yeah. To kind of poke him awake.
Okay. So Viking, roll me a Constitution check to see if you're receiving the message of waking up. All right.
Technically, I now have Aura of Courage, so that's a 17.
All right. Nice. Technically, you are too drunk to use Aura of Courage, but nevertheless, you're still awake. You feel this uncomfortable poking on your body, and you wake up your eyes. You notice that it's just Tolly.
No. I like burst out of the fucking tub like straight on 2 feet, and I'm like trying to attack with the only thing I have, which is my fucking wine glass. I'm like, come at me, and I have just a wine glass and nothing else.
Yeah.
And then I realize it's Tully. I'm like, oh.
Yep. Hi.
Ow.
And I kind of like I laugh a little bit because
your eyes, basically.
Oh no, I'm laughing a bit because like I can see the mustache and the monocle that I drew, and I'm just like,
I look to her and I'm like, do I have to remind you what happened the last time somebody laughed at me naked?
And then I go, where's a mirror? Where's a mirror somewhere?
All right.
And I like hold one up.
There is a mirror on the other side of the room, like over here. A mirror.
So I look in the mirror.
Right over here.
And I'm like, oh, fucking unseen servants. The fuckers used to do the same thing.
Yep, totally the unseen servant.
Totally.
I'll pass you like a washcloth or something to yeah.
Wrap him up.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello?
You.
Okay.
Hey, you're back.
Hey,
you're back.
Oh,
I'm like, you woke me for a reason. I take it because my head is hurting, and I'm like covered. I look like I'm about 100 years old with all the wrinkly because I've been 3 hours in a fucking bathtub at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm just passing you all your shit and helping you get ready. And I'm like, oh, there's a I think like a petrified person. There's a person at the under end of the house, and it's weird and it's freaking me out, but she needs help.
You're handing me stuff, and I'm like, hold this, and like I know you're not really looking. And I'm like, guard that with your life. And you're holding my rubber ducky, just like.
I look at the duck and I look at you and I look at the duck and I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, so I'm like quickly trying to get dressed and with a massive fucking hangover and still half pickled, mind you.
All right. So you all dressed up. And like with the clang and everything, you just make sure you are all well dressed.
Yep.
Are you guys gonna walk towards the whoever?
I'm gonna lead them real quick, real fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put my rubber ducky away, like in my secret space or my secret spot, just
nice. All right.
So that the ones with sticky fingers can't steal it.
So you walk.
Damn it!
Yeah, you walk directly past through Vandanar's chamber. You don't hear anything. That's for sure.
Okay.
You assume
Oh boy.
Or anything. So you walk through the hallway and like directly into the kitchen.
I warned them about the thingamajig that took a swing at me.
Okay. You walk closer towards the destination. And closer, and closer, and nothing.
I have my sword and shield drawn, of course.
Yep. Roll me perception checks to see if you notice anything.
Okay.
15.
15. Yep.
8.
Despite the empty chamber and everything, you don't feel a thing.
There was a thing right here that took a swing at me before. This is bad.
You sure there was nothing here, Sally?
100% I would swear on my life.
I'm like, how much wine did you have?
Yeah, probably just too much wine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys continue, or
right?
I'll keep
continue.
Alright, you guys continue forward, opens up the door, and you don't see anything. He opens up the door into the chamber. The sculpture that was there was gone.
She was right here, I swear it. And I'm going to describe her, like, word for word exactly what the hell I saw.
Alright, So
but familiar to anyone.
You all have a vivid image of what that sculpture looks like, but that's about it. You don't see it anywhere in the room.
I sort of just look around still.
Tully is
like-
definitely lying. It's a trick to make you wake
No.
up.
No, it's not that. I've now seen Tully start attacking our friends.
Oh
our
god.
friendlies, and now I
Yeah.
think she's fucking losing her mind. I'm like, maybe we just need to get a little bit more sleep. And I'm like,
Yeah, I sort of look
the
around
road's been a
still.
little rough, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, you're right. This is feeling more and more like a nightmare. But it was right here. I swear it. I wouldn't lie to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I still look a little half tired, but I sort of try to reassure, like, it's all right. I believe you if you say you saw something, but
Yeah.
whatever it is, it doesn't look like it's here now.
Sorry, guys.
But
Yeah.
maybe we can talk to Mr. Venedar about it in the morning.
At this moment,
Wait.
you all heard like a song coming out from other chamber. Just like a lady kind of singing in a sad voice. The tune is like not really sad voice, but more like a sound of loneliness. Just like you just feel the sorrow and like the emptiness once you hear the song. I don't have the music, but
I'm like, I'm on guard at this point because the last time we heard a song, bad shit happened.
I sort of look around and say, like, okay, I'm not the only one hearing that now, right?
Nope. I'm gonna try and pinpoint where it's coming from.
Okay, good, because if I was the only one hearing that, that'd be a problem.
I'm gonna try and locate the source of the sound.
okay. So you just feel like a small, gentle, like tinkling from the sound, and then you walk towards the destination, and yep, you guys all walk together, I assume.
I'll go tell you.
All right. So
Yeah.
as you walk past the first door, you notice that Kaz is not with you guys.
Kaz.
God damn it, Kaz! What happened last time you ran off? I literally yelled at. Yeah.
Every time something like this happens, your backpack leash idea makes more and more and more sense.
I know.
Yeah, but for now, you just don't hear anything. You just don't see anything. The whole place just looks weirdly quiet. Like
Yeah,
odd sound. Besides the voice, everything else is way too quiet. You don't feel anyone's presence. You don't feel any activities. You don't see anything.
I start looking around wildly as soon as I realize Kaz isn't here. Like, but Kaz? But wait, but Kaz was just right here. Where'd he go?
No response. After a while, you just no response.
I start opening doors.
Okay.
I'm gonna
as we're
pat
going down the
Ravani.
hall.
All
I'm
right.
gonna pat Ravani on the shoulder because I'm becoming more and more convinced this really genuinely is just my nightmare, and I'm like, it's okay. It's just the dream messing with you. Like,
You're giving up, basically.
yeah, I'm just like leaning into the fact that this is just the
This is a
weirdest dream I've
bad
ever had.
dream. It
Yeah.
is not happening. I'm still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Viking, you open up the first door, which is supposed to be the two prints where they stay. Nothing. The bed looks clean. There's no sign of anyone who has like rest in here. It's just an empty space.
I make note. I'm like, there's no sign anyone was ever in here. So I then move to the next door, and I'm like,
Okay. For you, once you move out of the door, you don't see Rivani or Tolly anymore.
Oh crap!
For Tolly and Rivani, Viking entered the room and never comes out.
I look. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'll start. I'm gonna like cautiously sort of knock on the door. So,
And I'm
like
going to keep a hand on Ravani's shoulder, like just train style, and I'm not letting go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm maintaining constant contact now.
Okay.
Am I gone, or am I
you're
still in the
just,
room?
For like, I will switch back and forth once you guys are.
Okay.
So for now, in the view of Tolly and Rivani, you're not in the room. You're gone. So as Rivani knock on the door, no response. What would you like to do?
I just go, okay, this is getting really freaky.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nightmare's really doing a good one. All right, stay back. And I'm gonna like fling the door open.
All right, the door is like slammed.
Are you sure? Because I'm feeling kind of awake right now.
That's exactly what Dream you would have said to me. You know, perfect man. I'm good at this.
Yeah, as you fling the door open, there's no one in there.
All right. Okay. And I'm like, I've got one hand on Ravani's shoulder and the other one I'm just leaning in like Viking. And I'm gonna start like swinging my arm through, just like Viking.
No response. Not at all.
He's proper going.
All right.
Can you feel any magic nonsense? Was that door like a teleporter?
I'll hang on. I'll try.
All right.
Of course, I got an 8.
You don't think that this is any kind of magic. You think you're still asleep. This is definitely a dream. You're just too... You know, sometimes you dream of conscious dream. This must be one of them.
Yeah. Maybe you're onto something, Tally. Wait. And I'm going to also try. I'll actually try and sort of pinch my arm and pinch Tally's arm, just in case.
You both pinch yourself. You don't feel any pain.
Cool.
Were we?
Can we still hear the voice?
Yeah, you still hear a gentle, slight voice, like lady's voice, coming off from afar. You think it's coming off from this chamber. The chamber.
Right. Shall we keep going?
Did I regain my spell? Did I rest long enough to regain my spell slots? Actually,
it's about a short rest, so not really.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
about 4 hours in the night after.
Okay.
Sweet. Well, if it was a short rest, I might hit die.
Okay then. Yeah, I'm good. And I'm actually going to sort of touch Tally's arm, sort of lead her down the corridors.
Okay. That will be, this part will be for you guys. Let's switch back to Viking. Viking, you are entering the room. You don't see anything, and when you opened up the door, you don't see your friends there either. What would you like to do?
I'm like, even if this is a dream, which I don't think it is a dream, I'm probably just really drunk. I'm like, What's in the room? Can you?
Okay. The room is like a small, kind of a well-established restroom. No, sorry, not restroom. Sorry, a well-established chamber. For guests, maybe even for like high quality, like people with high standard. That would be greeted and like placed here for the rest of the night. There are the beds are well in line with silk sheets and like puffed pillows. There's a table on the left side. Oh, sorry, on the right side of the bed, and the table has nothing on top of it, but it looks like it has two drawers. And on the like the end of the bed, there is a small cabinet, like a small kind of a like a what's it called? Yeah, it's a small cabinet. Maybe two, three drawers, like high, like small, really small. So yeah, and on the far side, once you enter the room, on the left side there is a like a shelf. On top of it, there are a few scrolls, and then like several books, and about that's about it.
So
Roll me a perception check as well. Oh, sorry. Are you looking in the room? Sorry. Investigation.
I'm in the room. Oh,
Yeah.
Investigation.
Yeah. Well, perception is what you see. Okay.
There, 20.
All right. Do you actively search?
I'm gonna search like the drawers and stuff, and I grab at least one of the books.
Okay. You search the drawers. You don't see anything that seems important. There are a lot of you think are amulets, but they don't look like it's worth anything. However, with that investigation, you do find at the bottom of the cabinet of the one that's at the end of the bed, you found a small, kind of like a bell. It is in line with a shape, like a drop of water, and that's about it.
I'm like, this seems cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pocket it for now.
Okay.
And as I'm searching the drawers, I'm like, I don't like being separated from my friends, and I'm talking very loudly. I know someone's fucking with me, and I pull over. I go over to the bed, and I look at the book like all sophisticated, like because I have the headband intellect.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nice book, and I start ripping fucking pages out, and I throw them onto the bed.
Yeah, as you try to reach the books, you feel like a force blocking your hand from ripping out the pages.
I don't like this.
As you flip them through with that investigation, as you're trying to rip it out, you find some of them written in text that are familiar. Roll me an intelligence check to see if you recognize anything. Alright, with that intelligence, you think that, wait a minute, I saw this before. All those mumbo jumbo that Suits was talking about when he like found a few script of this, I don't know, something from the ancient ruins place. It looks familiar to you. Mm-hmm.
I'll throw this book into my bag.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, this.
Well, instead of one book, all the books look similar. Like when you read through all the books, they all have this similar stuff written on top of it.
Okay, I'm like, that's interesting, and I fucking throw the book. Basically, I'm pulling out my flint, and I'm talking loudly. I'm like, if this is a dream, I know if I die, I wake up. This is not a dream. I'm gonna fucking kill everybody with me, and I'm trying to light the bed on fire at this point. And I'm like, just.
What are you gonna start the fire with?
I was gonna use the book,
Okay.
but I'd imagine the beds are nice and lush, so they'd be either straw or down filled.
Yeah.
So I'll just like cut the fucking bed open and light a match,
Okay.
or
You cut
tinder.
the bed open. The bed start oozing out like a blackish ooze of some sort. You don't know.
Huh.
As you try to, do you have a match on you?
I have tint and flinder.
Okay. As you try to light it up,
I can't even say that word.
Yeah, the
Flint and tinder.
Yeah.
Jeez. Sorry.
sorry, the flint and tinder. Yeah, okay. As you try to light the bed up, or with your flint and tinder, the ooze kind of like retract a little bit, and then try to lash onto you. What's your AC at this point? I assume you
20.
didn't carry your shield. Did you?
Yeah, we took the time to dress, so I have everything.
Okay.
Um,
So
20.
that bounces off your shield, but it's kept on trying. Let me see. Nope. Oh, the second one does. Okay. So it kind of lashes out about 3 times. The first 2 miss. The final one hits. But when it hits you, you don't feel any pain. You don't receive any sort of damage. It's just
This is
like an
stupid.
annoying puppy who's trying really hard to like get your attention.
I'm like, this is stupid.
Yep.
And I'm going, since it attacked me, I'm fully committing,
Mhm.
and I'll do fucking hellish rebuke and burn the fucking bed.
Okay. As you
No more tint and flinder. I just burst it into flames.
All right. So the black ooze burst out into a flame in the bed, and then the entire room burst out into flames.
And then I'm gonna be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, and I'm gonna try and run out of the room.
Yeah. So as you try to run out from the door, you found that it's locked. As you tried really hard to bash it open, it won't budge. Roll me a strength check first. Roll me a strength check first.
Strength check.
Yeah.
11.
It won't budge. You try really hard, leaning all of your might against it. No, it's not gonna budge. The room is currently on fire and it's burning really hot, really fast. Now that you take, hold on, you take 2 points of smoke damage because it's choking your veins and like blocking your eyesight, and that will be the part of Viking trying really hard to fight his way out. In the meantime, Riveni and Tolly, you guys are currently investigating the other side of the chamber. You walk directly in. You found like a small, also lavish room with like lots of books, sort of like a library style, and you can see through the window the void, which is quite annoying because you can't really see anything beyond that. And the both of the side has like a small kind of like a chair or something, and there's a fire, like a plate, kind of it's on fire and like brightening up the room as you guys all enter. On the left side, as you enter the room, there is a small statue standing right over there. Sorry, left side. Left. Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I see it and march right up to it. I go, hey, this. I reckon this is it. This is probably. I don't know how she moved, but.
That's, as you look closer, that is not the same statue you found earlier. This one looks a little bit tattered, a little bit underdressed, and it's not holding a sword. It's like raising one of its hand in a sort of like a lightening up way, like sort of as if it's trying to do something with its hand, like the gesture. It doesn't look like someone with a sword.
Ooh. I trail off mid-sentence and just go, oh no. And I put my hand on him. Does he feel real?
Yeah, it also feels real, and it feels like it's flesh and blood.
Ravani.
As you call out to Rivani, you notice that she's not there as well. You're now all alone inside the room, which you can't really tell what is happening. Can't really see who is around you, and the only one you saw is the statue. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna look at him and go, are you responsible for making all my friends disappear? Who is messing with me? I like my friends back, please. No? All right. I take it I've probably still got my deck of cards on me. I'm literally just gonna sit down in a chair and just be like,
the card, the card, as you turn, you found one. You flip through the card. You found one of the card that says Lone Ranger. As you tap onto it,
I turn the card to face him. This you? Well, you couldn't respond if
the statue, as its paws in place, actually, its eyes glow when you raise the card to face him, and says if that's you. But that's about it. That's all the response you're getting.
Okay, so it is. Does he have a pocket on him? I just want to give him the card then.
All right. You place the card on top of him. This is a him. And in the instant, this guy suddenly comes to life, like, and he breaks free of the whatever that's bounding him in place. He's like, who are you? What have you done to my friends? And he like immediately like raises his hand. You see like his palm glows, and he's like launching out an attack, about to launch out an attack. Who are you?
I'm both hands up. I drop my cards and I'm just like, hey, my friends are also missing. I would love a hand in finding them.
You are the one with the cards.
These things?
Where did you get it? It's yours, isn't it? I knew it.
No.
It is you.
I picked them up. Like some wizard guy invited me into this place and I wanted something to do because I was bored.
Wizard, the guy. What are you talking about?
The guy that owns this house. Van.
Who? What are you talking about? This is not some wizard's palace. This is a secret sanctum. What are you doing here? What have you done to my friends?
Hiding from a Dracolich. Oh, is one of your friends the beautiful lady with and I described the lady with the sword in the book with the heart.
Okay, he's like, that's our leader, Maria. Is she here? Is she all right?
She was like you. I went back I got my friends and I went back to help her and she was gone and I don't know what's going on because I'm still like pretty sure that you are a figment of my imagination and I'm just really asleep and this is weird.
He looks at you like imagination.
This house is just full of weird nonsense and everything keeps disappearing and appearing.
I wouldn't call it that way. It's not like we are in a magical place or anything.
Oh no, look out the window. This is faux show magic.
What are you talking about? And he moves directly out of the window and he's like, no, we're in Green East. What are you talking about?
Really?
Yeah, as you look
and
outside,
I still see void?
As you look outside, you don't see the void. You see Green East. You see the place because facing out from the sanctum, you see the tower. You see the familiar watchtower you guys once entered before. It's definitely going east.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I don't trust myself anymore. Please lead the way.
He's like, yeah, I'll definitely get my eyes on you. You should go first. I will show
I'm
you
just
the
gonna pick the
direction.
deck back up and start like
I don't
flourishing
really
with the cards,
trust
just
you,
like.
so yeah.
Most people don't. That's a normal reaction.
Yeah, they probably have
But
a
what's
really good reason for that.
so you
Now,
said you were a seeker. Why were you here in the first place? I'm just like making small talk now.
okay, he's like, we're here for the uprising of the undead. We are investigating the whole like abnormal activities that has been occurred through the farmer's land. First, the crops died, and then like a storm of like crows just fly through like the whole area, like attacking random people, and then like the undead starts rising up from the field, and like there were storms and everything.
I feel like we were also briefed on this. We were meant to help. We just never quite got to it. That's
meant to
damn.
help.
I'm sorry.
Huh.
Yeah, and we did actually run into a whole bunch of undead that was led by some. Oh man, the history there is just not good. But yeah, this place has got a real problem.
Yeah, right. When have you encountered these before? Because we just found them. I mean, I never heard of any adventurers is about to help us. We never really acquired any help from the league.
I don't remember it well, I'm afraid. I know it was a little while ago. There's a lot that's been happening. There's some dragon cultists that are doing some nonsense, but we did like
wait.
Yeah.
Whoa. Dragon cultists? No.
Mm-hmm.
We purged them already. Just a few days ago.
Sorry, mate. They if you purged them, you might have missed one or two, and they definitely rebuilt.
No, that's highly unlikely. We locked Sandmaster ourselves. We locked him up.
Oh.
He's about to get face trial tomorrow.
And I like I'm trying my best to figure out some kind of tactful about that.
So
hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. At this moment, that we'll switch to Ruveni. Ruveni, you enter the room. The room doesn't look like the same. Can you hear me? Right.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay,
I'm not.
nice.
I don't know what's happening with my connection for some reason, but
for some reason it's weird. Anyway, now that you can hear me, you look
sorry
around
about that.
the room. You are not sure if it's all in your imagination or anything, but the room looks a little bit weathered, a little bit broken, a little bit old, like older than before you enter the room, before you enter this whole place. You see the building is like maybe it's got its age, but it's sturdy. But now you see decayed bookshelves, you see rotten like rugs. It doesn't look like exactly the same as you guys first entered. And
we're talking about this room, right?
And then you look behind you. You don't see Tolly. She's gone.
Did we move in together though, or? You
think so, but you don't see her anymore.
Oh. Tally? Oh no. Yeah, as soon as I realized Tally's gone too, I started to start panicking a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And
you start to panic. Painting heavily to look around. Is that all?
Uh, well, I guess I might as well do perception while I'm here at this
All
point.
right. Roll for do you want to
Well, wait.
feel anything, or do you want to actively see what is happening right now?
Would that be perception or
No,
investigation?
investigate. Yeah, that will be investigation because you would like
Yeah.
to check what is happening. So investigation.
Yeah.
All right. You look
12.
around. The first thing that caught your attention is that throughout the window, you see ruined structure. You see broken houses. You see the whole place like shattered in ruins. Like it's like the apocalypse upon world.
I sort of just stare out in horror, and I start like bouncing off theories in my head. Like, did did each of us like move forward in time or something, or like was there something attacking this building, or it's like
What you're seeing, and you heard a voice. The lady voice that was seen behind you, like that was seen when you like guys first entered, and then she continues saying, "It's a fraction of time." And you look around, you see an old lady that is standing right in front of you. She's got like she looks like a lady that's a little bit crazy. Like she's not the crazy old lady, but she does look a little bit scary because considering she looks stern and like focused, even her wrinkles kind of gives you the scare like don't mess with this lady or else you'll get in serious trouble. She just looks very concerned, and in a way like she's holding like kind of like a staff, like a crutch, sorry, and holding her like standing right there, and she continues saying, "The fracture in time, what I really afraid of." That's what she looks like.
all right.
Yeah, real scary, and stands right there. Yeah, and you definitely see the creepy like phantomish like sculpture, not sculpture, like warrior spirits right behind her. Like she just holds her crutch in place and says, "You are in the wrong moment of time. You
I sort
shouldn't
of
be here." Yep.
okay. So yeah, I sort of respond like, oh, okay. So so it was. So I guess I was right about me moving forward in time, but well, wait a minute. Are, are you doing this somehow, or like what?
No, I'm just the watcher, watching the end of everything.
What? I sort of glance back at the window at all the at sort of ruin that's outside, and
This
and
is
I'll
how the world will end if you failed.
and I'll
Which you
look back
did
to
before you failed.
what I'll look back to her and say, what do you mean? Fail to do what? Like, what happened? What happened here? Like,
This is all the doing of their combined force. I can tell you. Not that if would not that if my information would disrupt time itself, cause you still have hope. This is a branch of the time where you failed your quests, died miserably, and doomed the world. But you're not from this time. You still have your chance to make it right.
I sort of reply, uh, are you, are, well, okay, I know, like, I know about, like, Venom Fang being, like, a Dracolich and everything, but I don't think surely he alone wouldn't
He's
cause all
just the
this.
start. Everything has to start somewhere. And the unleash of him is the first. A chain of events happened once it's unleashed. And that fulfills the prophecy. Just the first part. But if you couldn't stop him, if you couldn't stop him from bringing more of his kind to the world, there will be consequences. This is the consequences.
Well, okay, slow down a little bit,
She kind of
Grandma.
coughed, like, and you see drops of blood, like liquid. It's in green, like kind of acidic liquid, kind of as she coughs, and like burns the floor like a huge hole once it drops.
I'm like, I sort of see that and I go like, oh my God, are you okay, lady? Or,
I'm gone. The world is about to end as well. And as she says that, you see the window that you're looking through is like the world is like clashing. Like the sky is like clashing. Something of a black lightning just bursts through the clouds and hits the ruins right in front of your eyes as it burns and like disintegrate into pile of ashes. And you see like up in the sky, now you see better within the clouds, hundreds, maybe thousands of Dracolich forming a dark cloud, clashing into an unknown force that is a pure darkness that's fighting against each other. And then the black lightning strikes again, disintegrating most of them. And you see the house, the view, each time the lightning strikes, it gets closer and closer and closer to the house. The lady like kind of coughs more once the lightning gets closer.
if there's any curves, I just sort of look kind of like, holy moly! And if there's any curves, I'm just gonna like close them shut right away.
Yeah, so it's like, fuck you, damn you! Like basically everything like curse words you can manage to think of, you just throw that out of your mouth, and the lady just coughs a little bit more, and just say that and mockingly says, "There's no means to cars, for the divines have fallen. The new rising of these evil presence has taken place."
I mean, I sort of go up to the old woman and sort of start asking, oh, all right, but wait a minute, how am I supposed to get, how do I get back to my time then? I don't even understand why my friends and I have
Find
been disappeared.
the link inside this last sanctum. There is a link that can take you back to where you belong and stop this before this even happens.
What?
Find the link. As her final words gone, she hammered down the staff, and in a green smoke, a green flame pours out from the ground and just completely there's no heat, but it's so bright you have to cover your eyes. And once you cover your eyes and the green flame is gone, the lady is also gone.
I'm like trying to ask what? But wait, what? Wait, is it? Do you mean like in here, in this room, or? But I.
Find the link. That's all you heard. The last whisper saying, "Find the link." And now that we're moving on from Romani to Viking. Viking, right now, you can't seem to get out of this room. The room is fucking burning, and everything around you just seems surreal because you swear to, well, definitely not your god, but you swear to every other deities. You see smokes that are taking form and taking shape. They're they don't really harm you, but they are swirling around you and mocking you in various form. You see your old leader in the order, the grandmaster that was leading your order. He kind of scolded you down, saying you failed Merkel's you failed Merkel's way. You should have brought the end to this world. And then it just swirls around you, and then you see another face. The victims that were in your past life, you were kind of under the command of the order, kind of slaughter them, kind of pillorize the village. You see their faces accusing you for being cruel, for being unholiness, and for dooming them eternally. They just keeps on cursing you and try to grab you and try to smack on you and try to laugh you while you are burning alive in this room. What would you like to do?
I am completely calm because I still think this is a dream.
Yep.
And I'm gonna walk over to the window here, and I'm gonna bash it with my shield.
All right.
To see if it'll
cracks.
smash.
The window actually cracks. As it cracks open, you see a bright light shines into the room. You immediately feel this burn like you never felt before. Let's see. Roll me a Constitution save first. All right.
That's a 12.
Yeah, you take 12 points of sorry, not 12. You take 14 points of radiant damage. As it burned into your skin, you still have the radiant resistance, so you take only,
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I have
You
resistance.
take only 7 points of radiant damage, but you still feel the burn from the outside. And then you hear a voice saying, "Relinquish your way. Face up your sin and make amends. Atone for them, and then you can rise." That's all you heard. What would you like to do?
The bed's still on fire, right?
Yep, the bed is still on fire.
Fuck it, I jump into bed and lay down.
Alright, you jump into bed and lay down. As you lay down, you feel the burn in you. But surprisingly, you don't see the physical burn marks. However, you do take 10 points of psychic damage as you leap into the bed.
Fucking hangover really hurts. Jesus.
Atone for your sins. That's all the word you heard. You also still see the smokes that are swirling around you, kind of mocking you, condemning you. What would you like to do?
Do I recognize the voice? Is it Merkel's voice?
No.
Or is it
No, it's
okay.
a voice you have never heard before.
I say yell out to the voice. I'm like, my sins are greater than what I can just do with words or atone through words. I have the type of sins that only the actions of recompense can alleviate from my soul. That makes any sense?
Yeah. So, as you were saying that, the voice didn't really respond. But the fire is still burning, so you still feel the tingling sensation. Now you take only 1 point of psychic damage. Just 1 point. Yep. But it's like constant, like tinkling as you're in this room. The smokes are not going anywhere. They're still there, like cursing you in every possible way.
Is the bed still on fire?
Yes, it's still on fire.
I like reach into the bag of holding and pull out that fish that I had in the tub and everything, and I put it right onto the fire. I'm like, fuck it, I may as well have some dinner.
Yeah, so
and let it roast on the bed.
You placed it on the fire. For a while, it doesn't really burn. The fish just stays the same.
That's why I'm thinking everything is a dream and nothing matters. It's all made up and the points don't matter.
Okay. Roll me. Sorry. Another 1 point of psychic damage as you're still in the bed. Like a few minutes pass. Are you still staying in the bed?
Yeah. No, I'm not fighting at all. Like I think it's.
All right.
I'm like, man, if I die, I'll wake up because I think it's a dream at this point. Because a lot of this shit goes on in my head.
Yeah, definitely. And then, like a few moments later, you heard the voice again, saying, like as you're down to about because you keep saying in the bed, like keep receiving damage, as you're about drop to half the health. Hold on, let me check. About 15 hit points. Wait, sorry. You heard the voice again. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You heard not the max health, like the current health, like 30 drop to 15. So, yeah, you heard the voice again saying, "Fair enough. If you won't own up to your sin, you shall, like, face them in any other way. But it will lead you to a path of doom." And there's no returning from that. And that's the end of the voice. And then, sorry. And then you just like you constantly taking psychic damage until eventually you passed out onto the bed, just like that. You're not
before I pass
yet.
out. No, I'm not fighting it. I like lean over and I flip the fish to make sure it's cooking well on both sides.
Well, like I said, the fish is not cooking at all. It feels like
not cool.
Yeah, the fire is not. It doesn't feel like actual fire.
It's like holy fire.
Maybe
it's because of my sins.
Maybe.
Anyways, okay, yeah, I pass out.
Yeah, so you definitely pass out. On your bed. You're not dead, but you're passed out. So, for the time being, Tolly, you heard finally for the first time as you're talking conversation wise, you heard a small crackling sound from the door that Viking went in. What would you like to do?
Ooh. Just chattering away. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, one of my friends went in here, and then he like totally disappeared. So I'm just gonna check and see what."
Don't try anything, smartass. I will
get
you fried up if you tried anything. Now, just wait for me for a second, unless you want to get burned. And he just like kind of flip his finger, and then the door just kind of opens ajar, just like slowly. And he's like, "Now go ahead, show me what's inside."
Well, when I fell unconscious, I had my hands behind my head, and my feet are like crossed, like kicked back, very relaxed on the bed.
Yeah. So once you enter the room, you notice that Viking appeared on his bed, like on the bed, like his hands fold behind his head, like legs across each other, but it only looks really ridiculous, like with his face being drawn. Like he still got the marks you draw on him, so yeah, it looks hilarious. But in a way, it kind of feels weird because he's not responding at all.
I'm just going like, hey, he's back. Viking, hey. Viking.
All right, so you approach him. You notice that he's as stiff as a rock. Like his whole body is like confined and bounded and petrified, like the one you saw before.
I'm gonna take my deck out and just be like, oh boy, here we go again.
All right, so you shuffle through the deck, and then one of the cards you pulled out says Saint.
That's me. Sorry.
Yeah. 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 So that's the card you found. What would you like to do?
I'll gently put it on his forehead.
All right. You put it on his forehead. Viking, make me a death saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Death saving throw. Oh.
All right. You make the saving throw, but like for Tolly, when you place the Saint card on top of his forehead, you can see him flinched and frown for a little bit. He still seems okay, but
I'm petrified. Wrong. I'll take the card back.
Yep.
Be like, come on, Deck, screw me over now. I would like my friend back, please.
Okay. So you shuffle through the card and draw. This time it says Sinner.
That sounds more accurate.
That's for Baby's card. That's not mine.
What would you like to do?
This one I'll bounce it on his shield.
Okay. You place it on his shield. Viking, roll me another death save with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Roll again. All right. This time, he looks even paler and looks worse.
I'm gonna take the card back, hand the deck to my friend, and just be like, I evidently am killing my friend. Let's see if you have any luck. I'm just, nope.
All right. So are you talking to the guy that's behind you?
Yep.
Okay. He's like, no. Don't you see? He's doing better. Just like, yeah, just go on. We'll see what happens. And quite frankly, with all due respect, he's your friend, not mine. Not really my concern. From where I stand, you're the one who enters our sanctum, and you may be the one that made me into this status in the first place.
If I did, would I suck so bad at getting my own friend out of this condition?
How would I know he's not just some decoy you want to try to divert my attention to and then kind of kills me or binds me or
ooh, that's a good play. I like it. I like the way you think. I really hate that it's not what's happening, but yeah, all right. I'll reshuffle the deck and just be like, I'd really like my friend to not die.
Okay. You reshuffle the deck. You skim through like the deck, and this time when you draw the card, there's nothing shown on the card. No patterns, only like some kind of weird symbol that looks a little bit like the one you saw from way back, way back from the time you got the scroll before, from the time that it shows a sun symbol on top of it. And once your hands put on top of that card, it glows in a warm light that warms you up entirely. You're completely healed yourself. You're completely healed.
Damn.
And you feel like you can do anything. You feel like you're on top of the world and you're full of confidence, and you think that healing your friend, it's nothing. I'm born to do this. So what would you like to do?
So I would like to heal my friend. As I think this is familiar, and I'll hold it in my hand as I
you place the
put my hand on
card
Viking.
on top of his forehead, and Viking, you're back to 1 hit point. You feel completely rejuvenated. Like the whole energy just kicks in. The whole body just kind of wakes up. A little bit exhausted, sure, but you never felt this better. Like exhausted, but fine in your life. You feel like comfortable. You feel like all your burdens has been lifted, even for a short amount of time. But you feel like a free man.
I just take that like the stereotypical gasp, like
Yeah.
but I cough a little bit of smoke.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, just a tiny
oddly
smoke leaks from
weird.
your mouth. Yeah. Yeah. So
Hey, welcome back. I made a new friend.
what happened? I'm like,
I don't know, man. You bloody disappeared, is what?
no, you guys disappeared on me.
Oh no, I'm still missing Ravani. You disappeared on us.
I look around the room for signs of scorch marks or anything like that.
no, the room looks entirely fine. In fact, there's nothing else in this room that would indicate anything happened before. It looks like you just sleep on the bed, and for a nice sleep. That's all.
I looked at Tolly. I'm like, I just tried to burn down this room. I look at the window, see if it's shattered at all. I'm like,
The window is unbroken, and when you look outside, you don't see any bright light. You see the void again. It's hurtful. It's like it's disorientating because you don't see the end of the void. You just see like beyond and then beyond. It feels mind-wrecking kind of way.
I slowly get out of the bed and I'm like, huh. This is a weird. I don't like this place.
No.
I think we would have been better with the Dracolich.
Oh, I'm reconsidering that as well. If I look out the window, do I also see Green East, or do I see the void again?
No, you see the Green East Tower. For you, you see
Okay.
the watchtower. You see like a plain sight. You see everything seems to be fine.
Awesome. Okay, so my mate over here. Hey, so
Yeah.
he's the Seeker from the Seeker Sanctum that we were meant to help out, and like that
Seeker
appears to be now where we
Archon.
are.
Yes.
Archon.
And who are you?
Oh, Archon, Vakeen, Archon. Yeah.
I'm still sitting on the bed. I'm like trying to. I'm fairly weakened at this point, so I'm mustering up the courage, or not courage, but strength to talk to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use my lay on hands, I guess, to heal myself.
All right. You use how many times did you use before?
I'll no, sorry, not my lay on hands, my cure wounds.
Okay.
At level 2.
All right. So you use cure wounds on yourself
For 15
points. Nice. You see in the brash of light, you feel like different this time. You feel really like all the energy kicks back into your life, but unlike normal ritual, it just feels. It's the powers originated from a different source, as you would think. And then, like, the Archon just looks at you and says, "Huh, a worshipper of just Napper. Weird taste,
What?
but yeah. But
What? I'm like, and I didn't quite catch it. I'm like, what?
Oh.
Like,
You don't know? Jazz Napper. I thought you were a worshipper of him.
I normally would. I wouldn't say worship.
Yeah, but you are one of his devotees, right? You're one of his followers. Follow his code of conduct. Don't worry. In the Seeker Sanctum, we don't discriminate unless you are hostile. And then he looks at you, Tolly, and like, okay, still suspicious?
Since when have I been hostile to you?
Or we think you're hostile. Anyway, true. You have been fine, I guess, and
Yeah. Crazy doesn't mean bad.
I know.
Gee.
Alright, fine. He lowers his hand and just continues on saying, well, we probably get off the wrong foot. I'm Seeker Archon, like I said, and I'm now looking for our leader, Maria Whitehall. And
So yeah, so she was the lady that I saw earlier, and I'm like saying that to my team. These cards have been what have been restoring people.
which
Huh.
we hope so. This looks like a play of the trickster, but anyway, I heard you still have one more friend of sort.
We're missing our youngest.
Okay. We can also search for. Is that he or her?
Her.
Okay. We can also search for her, and also we can. In the meantime, we can search for my leader as well. Maybe she knows what all this is about.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Well, the last time I
never
saw her,
catch her
I'll
name
leave him.
really, and he like asked you, Tolly. Never
What, sorry?
Never really catch her name before.
Oh, Tolly.
Okay. Nice to meet you. And
Nice to meet you as well.
all right. Let's go on. Where did you friends last disappear to? Where did you last see?
I lost Ravani in the room that I met you, and your friend I met over here, and I'm going to point him to the room where I first saw.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go find your friend first, and we'll see. We'll see later. We'll find my leader later. And he like walks down the hall and like turns towards this room. Do you guys follow?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get up.
Okay.
And I reach into my pocket and think I'm looking for that bell that I had.
You raise the bell. The watery symbol just looks like just like a real drop of water. It looks so vivid. Looks so alive. What would you like to do?
I put it back in my pocket.
Okay.
I'm just like, I'm like scratching my head at this point. I'm like, so it wasn't a dream? I'm very confused, and I'm like, as I walk, I'm like,
right now. Yeah.
Huh.
All right. For switching back to Ravani.
Okay.
You now see that the whole place is shattering and it's breaking down. Like the roof, you think it's like cracking under some heavy weight. What would you like to do?
I just start sort of freaking out. Like, okay, Link. She said to find the link, but what does she mean? Like, and then I start seeing the room, the room sort of collapse. I start trying to head back out into the hallway.
Yeah, so you head back out to the hallway, the first thing you notice that is that there are way too many weird like crackling on the wall. Like it's quite disturbing actually. All those like walls start to crack and like it doesn't look like that before you enter the room. In fact, the whole place looks like it's gonna just break entirely. What would you like to do?
Uh, so, oh gosh, and I'm gonna like try and head back into the kitchen.
All right. As you run past through the hall, roll me a perception check to see if you sense anything.
Okay.
All right. You
Oh,
don't
really?
really sense anything. Besides the terror of the wall is coming down on top of you. All right. You run into the kitchen. You look around. The kitchen is like full of plates and like broken like wooden chairs, broken knives, and like most of the food even they are like decayed and rotten through ages of no one's attending it, and everything just seems old and broken. What would
Uh,
you like to do?
I start.
Once you enter the room, you notice that the hallway behind you kind of cracks, and the wall just kind of breaks down, covering half of the hallway. It kind of breaks down and kind of covers this whole area. Yep.
It doesn't look like to me that whatever link she was talking about is in here. So I'm going to I'm going to start sort of making my way. Actually, I'll start making my way back into our room that we were in before.
All right. When
See if there's anything there.
when you back enter your room, the first thing you notice that is that 9 and your homunculi is still there, but their existence is shifting in and out. What would you like to do?
Oh no, and I'm gonna sort of go over to them and sort of see if I can sort of interact with them in any way.
All right, you try to touch them. Their existence just fades from your grasp, but you can still see them. It looks like they're just silent images, like on the wall. You try to reach for them, but you can't really touch them. What would you like to do?
Uh, can I? Is there any sort of check I can do to try and
Yeah,
sort of
what would you like to
roll-
try first? What would you like
to try and like try and sort of figure out in my head what she might have meant by a link?
Okay. So in that case, roll me an Arcana check to see if you notice that. Okay.
Come on.
You don't think it's anything in your magic? You don't think that just randomly shooting fireballs will get you anywhere? That is something. Okay. Now roll me not even roll me an intelligence check. Not even any kind of check, just intelligence check.
Okay.
No, that's intelligence save. Intelligence check.
Ah, damn it. Sorry.
Just roll me an intelligence check. Okay. You don't think that what does she mean by like link? I have no clue. That's what you have in your mind. And lastly, roll me a roll me a survival check to see if you think she meant physically something. Nope.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotta be kidding
you
me.
don't think that is if anything that could help, it's in this room. Maybe it's in the other room. You're not sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and look through this room then.
All right. You run through, in your panic, you run through the hall and trying to search in the wizard's chamber. All right.
All right.
You notice that first, the hallway is half collided, and there are about two. Sorry, hold on. Two ghouls appears right in front of you, blocking your path once you leave the chamber. So I would like you to roll initiative, because both of you are surprised at the same round. Like, all three of you are surprised as well. So yeah, roll for initiative.
Okay.
Alright. Sorry. Turn order. Open. Then creatures. Enemies. Sorry. Enemies. Where's? Alright. Here we go. Let's see. Alright. Roll for goals initiative. Alright. Now you could get a head start. Go ahead. What would you like to do? These goals looks nasty.
How many? How much of my spell slots do I have at this point?
Spell slots wise?
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's your spell list? Alright. Hold on. Remaining. You used about 4. Hold on. Let's see. You used 3 times of Scorching Ray, right? 2 times.
Yep.
2 times or 3 times? 2 times. You cast haste. No, you cast haste first, and on Tali, so that'll be 2 spell slots, and then I believe you cast a higher level Scorching Ray, right? Because you shoot out 4 beams, so that'll be 1. And I think you cast a normal Scorching Ray as well, so it's like 2.
I think I only did Scorching Ray once.
No, before you enter. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Scorching Ray. No, I thought you hit twice. No. Actually, you are right. You are right. And then I think you use 1 mage armor, right? So first level.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's about it. So you look at next time you can look at your character sheet, and there's a spell section. The left side says spell total, and the left the left side says spell total, right side says spell slots remaining. Every time you use a spell, just count down, just -1 on the spell remaining. Yep.
Okay.
Right. Oh, you didn't recover your sorcery point though, so it's fine. It's like you haven't have enough rest. Yep. Right. Do your thing. What would you like to do?
Okay. Right. I'm going to spend 2 more sorcery points to do a quickened spell version of Mage Armor.
Okay.
On myself.
Right. And that will be a wild magic. All right. That would be nice if they're not undead creatures, but still, they since you cast the mage armor you cast this time, you think it might be affected by this weird time or anything, because it shoots out a destructive wave of blackish energy, just blast all the creatures that are around you. it makes the wall cracks a little bit more, but you think that it's fine because you'd also damage the ghouls as well a little bit, not that much, but they are still not looking great. They take 4 points. Okay. Yep. So 2 of them both suffer 4 points of necrotic blast because of your wild magic properties. Nice. What would you like to do?
Okay. So. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to. Yeah, I sort of just yell like, what are you doing? What are you doing here, ghouls? Whatever, get out. Just get out of my way. And I'm gonna cast I'm gonna cast a magic missile on them.
All right, go ahead.
Uh,
Yeah, just click on the magic missile so you can know exactly how much damage you do. They're automatically hits, but still damages. Alright. Hold on. It doesn't automatically. Oh, you're still using spell cards. Anyway, weird. Alright, you know what? 3 dollars.
There's a drop down menu to change it to attack
Yeah.
on the spell options.
I switched
Okay.
it, but the damage type, I don't think it's reacting. Hold on, let me just click for you. Yeah, there's no damage. So it's kind of weird. Don't know why. Hold on, let me switch that. I can help you do that. Magic missile. Yep. Pops open a new one. Close the old one. And try to do the spell. Public. Oh, no, now it's working. Click on the second one. Sorry, hold on. Yeah. Now go ahead and click on the magic missile on the next part. And you'll see which level would you like to cast it on? Is it working? Ready? Oh, great. We lost him again.
Pew pew pew! Magic missile!
Magic missile! Stop in time! No, it's not working. Alright. With that, yeah. Yeah, he has no idea why. Alright, let's go back to the people that are searching in the room because you can't just wait forever. Yeah, so Viking, roll me, Viking and Tolly actually, roll me a perception check to see if you sense something.
16.
16, not bad. Tolly? I think we're missing both of them. Ah, that's great. Anyway, oh, okay.
Tully is muted.
Oh, I see. So, both of you feel this gentle wave of something ran past through you. Especially you, Viking. You feel with the bell in your pocket seems to be like glowing and burning.
God damn it!
Yeah, it's
And I
not.
pull it
It's
out.
not hot. It's not like burn, but it feels hot. It feels like warmed, hot.
It's that moment when your cell phone starts vibrating.
Yeah.
And it's only on vibrate in your phone, and you're like, "What's that? Oh
What
yeah,
is
I
that?"
forgot." You pull it out.
Yeah. You pull it out. The watery symbol just kind of shifts, and then shifts, and then turned into an eye symbol. And then with that, you suddenly see two different places. You see the one that you are currently at, and you see on like it's left and right. So you see on your left eye the world we are in currently, and it feels okay. The other one looks cracked and broken, and the walls look like it's been ages, and all the structure looks superiorly unstable. And then you see Ruveni running right past you, through you.
I'm back.
All right, great.
I give it a shake and see if Ravani responds.
Okay, so you don't think she responded to you, and she just ran past you. Now we will briefly shift to Ruveni to finish off her combat. So you shoots out. Hold on, you shoot 12. So you use first level, right?
Yeah.
You use that first level. Okay. So you shoot out 3 darts. Does it all aim to the same creature?
Yeah.
All right. So the 3 darts just all blast on top of the ghoul that are which one? Which one? Sorry.
One on the right.
The one on your right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you blast him with 3 darts, and it looks in pain as the dart sinks into both of its hands, shoulder, and then like the chest, just like blast, blast, blast. And yeah, it takes severe damage, but it's not going down. Is that all? Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn. Yeah.
All right, that will be the end of your turn. Now that will be the ghoul's turn. The ghouls, as you are there, they're gonna move forward and try to bite you. Let's see, bite. This one is superbly hungry. You cast mage armor, right? So you are at 15.
AC is 15. Yes.
Still, he outranks you by 1. He rolled a 16, and he bites down on your shoulder, dealing 7 points of piercing damage. And you heard the ghoul kind of chucks down on your shoulder. Yeah, it's nasty. And that will be the end of the ghoul. This ghoul, and the other ghoul is gonna like walk towards you. Also does a bite. Also 16, bites you down for 11 points of piercing damage on the other side of your shoulder. Like, right. So total of 18 points of damage.
Oh god.
Yep. That will be the end of both of their turn. Now will be your turn. Ding, ding. That will be your turn. What would you like to do?
All right. At this point, I'm not pressing around anymore, and I'm gonna do a thunder wave.
Nice. All right, do your thing. But before you do, make a Constitution check.
Okay.
Okay, that barely suffices it because they're not really doing their notorious numbing touch, but that will do it. It's fine. You are totally fine. Cast a spell. Cast away.
Yeah, I sort of cry out like, get your jaws off of me.
All right, roll for the spell attack.
Hang on, this thunder wave.
Thunder wave.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do a. Hang on. Hey, I'm going to do a level 2 thunder wave.
Okay, do it.
Yeah.
So with your concentrated energy and like kind of being like stimulated by the pain of the jaws and everything, you burst out into a cry, says like, get away from me, like just, and that burst out a wave of thunderish energy, just blast both of them away. And
safety scene is 15.
yeah, and the first one just gets destroyed as the wave crushes onto his body, just entirely blast him and blow him into pieces. The other one, it's gonna try to make a con save, and he failed. The wave just slammed him into the wall. However, since you two are aside, he's not. He's pushed, but quite frankly, the hallway is pretty small, so that's all. Like he can be pushed, because the energy just blasts from the center to the wave of the others, and you successfully slammed him into the mirror. Sorry, into the glass on the wall, but he's still kicking and standing. 6.
All right, but
Right, that will be the end of your turn.
wait, can I still move though? Or?
Yeah, you can still move.
Yeah.
But did he get prone? Let me check.
He would if he failed.
Yeah, he totally failed, so he's prone.
Yeah.
Actually. 15 away. Successful save. Oh, is it? Make a saving throw. The creature and is pushed 10 feet away. Well, he's not prone per se, but he's pushed a little bit further away from you, I would say. In these circumstances, I would say his body slammed into the window and kind of stays like stuck, and that gives you the opportunity to like walk away from him if you would like.
Right, I'm going to walk away as using as much movement as I can down this.
All right,
hallway here.
Move along the way, and where exactly are you going? I'm just asking. I want to know because I want to know where you move.
I want to go back. I actually want to go back to try and get into the wizard study. Actually,
so you haven't used your bonus action, so I would say use your bonus action to slam the door open. Yeah. It's fairly easy. You just kick the door open and like just storms into the room and just put your backs against the door, just like close it. Yeah. And once you're inside, you notice that there is like kind of like a bell, kind of like a small bell, like hanging on top of the desk. You notice that only because it's not only the only object on the table, but also it's glowing in a warm orange light. And there is a kind of like a symbol of like a anchor of sort. So symbol. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
Well, the glowing bell kind of. I sort of look at the glowing bell and I sort of think it looks kind of important or something. So I'm going to sort of walk up to it and to get a better look at it.
All right. You take a better look at it. It doesn't look anything like weird or anything. It just looks like a normal bell. Despite the glowing, the shape and the size and everything, it looks like a normal bell. All right. With your Arcana check, you think that this is definitely magical. Second, you think it's linked. It's activated and linked to something.
Yeah, I start feeling like, now we're getting somewhere.
All right.
And
shifting shifting
Yeah,
back.
okay.
Sorry, shifting back immediately to Viking. Viking, you notice that Riveni ran past through you, and then after a while, you heard she saying, "Now we're getting somewhere." What would you like to do?
I want to like hold this thing up to my eye and kind of look around. And does the perspective change?
Yeah, as you hold it closer to your eyeball, you notice that the entire view of your vision entirely shifts towards this old rotten chamber, like everything's crackling down, and in the center of it, you do think this might be the chamber that Vandanar was using before to rest. And now you see Riveni looking down at a small bell. Your angle of eye view, it's about chest high, but you can see like by the dress and everything, like this is definitely Riveni. Yeah.
I say, hey, what the hell? I found this when I was off on my own adventure, and why can I see Riveni? And I hold it up, and I'm like, at this point, we need to have two people confirm whether or not we're seeing shit, because this place is messed up. I hold it out to Tully. I'm like, I'm going crazy.
Do I see Riveni?
Yeah, you also see Riveni. She's like currently standing right next to something, maybe of a door or something, and she's looking down directly at you guys as well. Riveni, you also think you heard the voice of your friend, but it's so faint, you can't really tell for sure.
I sort of call out to Viking. Viking, is that you? And I'll reach out to sort of grab the bell.
All right. As you grab onto the bell, you feel like this kind of like a gentle warmth on your hand. It doesn't burn you, but it also feels like warm. And you can now see better. Like, you also, once you hold the bell on your hand, you also see two different worlds. One, the room is completely intact, brand new. Everything's like nice and neat. And on the other eye, it just looks like the one you're seeing right now, cracked, ruined, and broken.
I'm going to. Do I see Viking or?
Yeah, you'd also. You're. How are you holding the bell? You're just grabbing it, right?
Yeah.
For now, you only see the room around you.
Can I try looking into the bell or something?
Yeah. So once you grab onto the bell, the watery symbol just shifts into an eyeball symbol, and once you look inside directly, you see face to face with Viking and Tully as their faces Skype directly towards each other. Like, what the hell? Yeah, you get a little bit frightened at first because the Viking's face is quite big. It's right in your face. Yeah, but yeah.
Saying I'm ugly?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
Fish Island, real bad.
Yeah, but both sides sees each other.
I just exclaim happily, Viking, Tally, you're okay. But where are you guys?
Yeah, you guys can't respond because you guys all heard him. Heard her, sorry.
In the house? We're here. Where are you?
Okay, okay, yeah, I don't think we're in this, okay, don't be alarmed, but I think I may have sort of been pulled forward into a worst case scenario future right now, and I have no idea how to get back to normal time.
I got pulled into my own little reality, but I just set fire to everything, and eventually I got home. And I realized how batshit crazy that sounds from the outside world, but like it means total sense.
It means
perfect
total
sense to me.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you guys can see each other, but the predicament is still the same. You don't seem to find a way, especially you, Vinny. You don't seem to find a way to be out of this situation. And as you are talking, you heard the sound of the ghoul, probably the ghoul, just banging on your door. You're like, it's like slam.
Ravani, what is that? Where in the house are you?
Wizard. I say like sort of. I just say hastily like wizard study. It's wizard study. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm off like a shot towards the study.
Okay, so you ran. Both of you ran towards the wizard study.
Is that guy still here?
Yeah, that guy is still here. He's like folding his arm, watching this unfold. He's like, yeah, this is getting crazier and crazier by the minute. He's like, yeah, this mumbo jumbo of different time. I'm pretty sure now you guys are not the one that locked us up, because this is all crazy. And I guess we'll go with you guys.
I grab him and I'm like, I'll do an intimidation check, and if I still have that shit on my face, I think that warrants advantage. And I'm like, I grab him and like put him up against the wall, and I'm like, you fucking know something, don't you? And I'm like,
what do you mean I fucking know something?
You've been here long enough. What the hell is going on? And I'm just totally pulling at straws, just thinking he's been here longer than us.
Okay. Did you use your ability?
No. I'm just intimidating.
Okay.
Right now.
Nice. As you full blown like intimidation just blast onto his face, he's like, all right, jeez, come on. We're here in the Seeker Sanctum. Like I said, I'm Seeker Archon. We just purged the the dragon cult, and we got Sandmaster in our holding, and none of this is supposed to happen. But our leader, Maria Whitehall, she's got all right, fine, she's got captured.
By who? And I'm like still pretty.
Don't know. Like I said, I got frozen in place by it's a hooded figure. Like, it's really hard to tell his face. And then he started to describe how the hooded figure holds a staff and an orb. And the staff that in his description looks a lot like the staff you were told once. It has a weird ring to it. Roll me a intelligence check to see if you can remember where you heard that from.
22.
Alright. So, easily enough, you pick up your memory. The orb and the staff he's describing, it's the same one you guys heard. You guys actually possess the orb right now. The orb of defiance. And the staff, it's also the one that the face, the one they call Papa, use from before.
So I'm like, okay, that's fine. We get it, but I'm more concerned about how this time bullshit is working, or this other plane crap.
Bullshit? What are you talking about?
And I can sense his like a little bit of hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all I'm concerned about is getting our companion back. and I'm like dead in looking him in the fucking eyes, and I'm like, Tully, get ready to burn the cards.
Burn
Oh,
the cards.
God.
Oh no! Hold on. I didn't do any of this. I swear. I don't do that. I don't have that kind of power. Like, I'm a magic user, right? Yeah, I'm a practicer in arcane arts, yes. But time manipulation, that's way beyond me. Besides,
Yes.
who knows if it's not a trick? Like, I mean, maybe
I look
it's
at
the
him.
guy. Maybe it's the guy that messed with our mind. I mean, he like I said, he took our leader away. Like, at least that's what I think, because that's I last saw him is that he enters the our sanctum and throws a bunch of our men, and the next thing I know, I'm with you guys. So at least that's what I assume.
I'm like, yes. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna insight check that.
All right.
Okay, so 15.
He's definitely telling the truth.
I'm like, okay, I believe you, but you being a parishioner of knowledge have to know what at least something, or how this whole thing works, or somehow to break the magic.
We did have some lore regarding the first of our seeker. Her name is beyond records. Like, we never really catch what she really is. But legend has it she warns people in the desperate of time. She's why we founded the seeker. Like, she's why our first leader founded the whole organization. Allegedly, she can travel through different time branches and like find the ones that are crucial to changing the process from dooming the world. Like these are just according to books that these are crazy even for us. I mean, like, not even any deities have that kind of power to manipulate time itself. I mean, how are we supposed to believe that kind of stuff?
I like let him loose, and I was like, okay, we're gonna get my friend back, but we're definitely gonna have another chat about this. So
yeah, sure. The thing is, I have no clue how to bring her back. Like, if this being ever really existed, then she's more powerful than most of the deity because she has the way of traveling in and out of time. Like, I don't see how you're gonna bring someone back with just a bell. And he points at the bell. He's like, I don't see how. I just don't see it.
okay, for your sake, we better find out. And I'm being all like broody and shit.
Okay.
So I let him go, and we're gonna head this way.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing I'm gonna do is, since we're there's now a sense of urgency as we're running, I'm gonna do lay on hands and heal myself.
All right. Go for it. The lay on hand. It feels warm. Like, unlike the ones that the pale palms grasp into your vines and just pressure your heart to make you revive, this time it feels like a gentle touch from an unknown source. It's definitely not Merkel. Merkel's not that kind to you. Like, he never been that kind to you, but you feel like it's different.
Okay.
It is from different source. All right. So
let's go.
Yeah, you run. Switching back to Ravani. Now that Ravani, you notice that a breach from the door like scratch into the doorway. What's your AC?
15.
All right. He definitely grabs you, like scratch you by the side.
Wait,
let's see.
aren't I like away from the door at this point?
Are you?
Since I went out to grab
I
the
thought
bell.
you
Remember?
leaned on the door to block the hallway. If you're not, then it's fine. If you're not, if you're not, then that will be my mistake. Then you see like a huge palm like bursts through the door, just like, and breaks the door down. The ghoul getting in. Yeah, because you're surprised. I was like, okay. That means the ghouls go first. But he uses bonus action to break through the door. He's gonna rummage through. How far can he walk? 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. Yeah, he can totally reach you by the side and try to claw you again. Nope, he's definitely gonna miss you. And this time, that will be it. That will be his turn. Now it's your turn. All right. What would you like to do?
I'm going to move like 5 feet so that.
Yeah, so you won't
that
trigger. You won't trigger
Yeah.
opportunity attack. Okay.
Yes, and I'm sort of like shouting to the like, hurry! There's a you might want to hurry. There's a ghoul in here with me who's not very happy.
Right.
And
despite the ghoul, once he breaks through the door, you notice that the wall is getting, the cracks are growing and infesting each other. Like the hallway, you can hear it crumbles down, beams slammed into the wall, like, and all the other stuff just kind of crackling and like slamming into each other. You get a feeling like this place is probably gonna come down in a matter of minutes. So, what would you like to do?
Okay. So this school's already pretty injured from the thunder wave, right?
Definitely.
Right. Am I able to do another cast of magic missile?
Sure you are. Just roll for a concentration check before you cast a spell because you're within 5 feet.
Oh, yeah. Is that
just check, not
which...
save, because you're not under any sorts of
Yeah.
influence. You're just
but which ability is concentration again?
What?
Which ability score is concentration again?
Oh,
Constitution.
Constitution. Sorry, Constitution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just check for Constitution every time you need to make sure if you are focused.
Yep.
Yeah. Right now you are just yelling into the bell, focusing on your enemy, and ready to cast a spell. You're a multitasker. Yep. You're fine. All right. Mage armor? I thought you said magic missile. Okay.
Sorry. I miscollect.
Okay. Nice. So the magic missile all hits and bursts into the chest of the ghoul as it blasts him all the way to the wall and like pew 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 just blasts his head off. Just yeah, it's totally dead.
Okay.
Like, well, it's returned to death, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna like sort of shout. I'm gonna shout into the bell again and like, never mind. I just took care of it now.
And with that, you heard a sound coming from the other side of the door, like whoosh. The door also standing, but it's like it won't stand much longer. Just heard the slamming sound of something trying to get inside. What would you like to do?
Like something else trying to get inside? Or...
Yeah. and you think it's something huge. What would you like to do?
No. Uh, yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah. At this point, I'm just gonna move in. I'm just gonna move into the next room, and I'm going to sort of relay that to the others through the bell.
All right. Okay. As you this room the one that's, I'm just gonna be clear, the one that's knocking on, it's the on this side. So are you gonna enter from this
Wait.
side? Yeah, the slamming
No.
sound comes from here, just like.
If you're using an arrow, I'm not seeing the arrow.
Oh really? Huh, weird.
Are you on the right?
I'm gonna
There you go.
draw. I'm gonna draw. It's coming from here. Sorry, it's probably because the color. Let me just switch the color to bright yellow, and that'll probably be better. Oh,
Are you on the right layer?
Yeah, I think it's on the wrong layer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's coming from this side.
Oh, okay.
I think I know
Okay, I
why.
get.
I was doing some stuff on the other layer, so.
Okay, I get you. All right. Okay, okay. In that case, I'm since I know that was the only other goal, I'm actually going to start trying. I'm actually going to get out to go out
To the
this
other
way
side. Okay.
since
Okay.
since
So
this room is starting to crumble a bit.
yeah. So you
I swear-
grab onto. Hold on.
I speak into the bell saying, hang on, this room's actually starting to fall apart, but I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna try and make my way to you guys now.
Okay. So all of you try to aim for the same direction. For Viking Atala, you don't feel the urgency. You don't see the urgency. But you do feel like Viking does see that. Tully, however, not so much. But you can sense from Tully, from Riveni's word, that something huge is coming, and from the sound of that, she might be better off running. If that's
Yeah,
okay.
no, her desperation. I'm just like, oh god.
Yeah, and Riveni, as you ran out of the door you came in, you heard a giant burst as a gigantic Dracolich just burst into the door, tried to like ram inside. And yeah, you are just running off in time to dodge whatever that is. And as soon as you dodge through the corner, you heard an inhale, like, and then burst, and then you see that the whole room just kind of like, you can even see from the side here, you can see the blackish wind, just like a burst of blackish wind and cloud, just like disintegrate all the stuff that's within the room, and even the wall on the other side.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
The ghoul is entirely dead, so I'm gonna drop him. Alright, so you enter this room, and once you enter the room, you notice that the walls that are on this side also crumbles into a pile of rock and blocking your entrance. And yeah, and you heard the gigantic sound like coming forward towards where you are. Just and yeah, so as you enter the room, you notice that Nine and your homunculi, Bright Eye, also seems to be affected as their existence starts to even fade a little bit faster. But once you reach inside the room, you notice that your bells like kind of hums in a tune that kind of covers up their place, the place they occupy, and it kind of does the trick, kind of stabilize him for a bit. Yeah. And
all right.
all right. So that will be you. For Tolly and Viking, as you re-enter the room, you also see that their existence gradually stabilize. From Viking, you can see that Riveni are like holding something near them, and it somehow stabilized them as well. What would you like to do?
Sorry, I see this through like my normal eye or the glass.
The bell
Sure.
eye.
Oh.
Yeah, the bell symbol. You
Yeah,
just see through it.
I'm like, they don't look very. I hold it over to Tully and I'm like,
Yeah, bad. Mm-mm.
When I shook it earlier, did they notice any of that or no?
Yeah. The bell. Once the bell rang, you notice that their existence kind of stabilized for a bit. Like it's like a silent image that was shaking and shifting until you rang the bell and brings them kind of closer.
So if I ring the bell again, I'm confused.
All right. So what would you like to do?
I try and
Ring
like,
the bell again?
yeah.
Bring it.
Okay. You try to ring the bell again, and this time, Riveni, you also feel that your bell gets warmer and warmer, and until it starts to hum in a similar tune. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm absolutely convinced at this point that this is the link that that old lady was talking about. So, like, do I sort of get the sense that the do I get the sense that Viking is ringing the bell from here?
You can
or-
see him ring. You can see him like kind of shaking the bell a little bit. You don't hear the sound from your end, though.
Okay. But I can sort of like figure out that he's like ringing it.
Yeah, you can see him. So
Uh,
yeah.
and that yeah. So I basically I sort of just talking to myself saying, "Well, I really hope this works," and I'm going to start ringing the bell too.
Okay, you rang the bell. The two tunes were off key at first against each other until they gradually sync themselves together into a piece of harmony, a piece of like work. The bell rang through, flow through the entire room as you guys notice that everything around you kind of stabilize and shift. You see time changes, like from new to old and new again. Like the structure wise, it decays, crumbles into dust, and then like in a short like film, like that all kinds of 1 minute film of building something. It kind of reconstructed itself into one pieces until the last piece fallen in place, and in the sound of ding, everything just hums, and like immediately you guys are standing in the room in your you think you're in your time because you can see right now Nine and like Bright Eyes are looking worried at you guys. They're like, hello, anybody home? Nine is like this, like the first time you heard him so annoyed in a long time. He's like, hello, anybody? What would you guys like to do?
It's okay. You can go back to sleep.
As I realize that that we've actually managed to get back to normalcy now, like I just do a sort of like a sort of victory jump, and like, yes, we did it, and I sort of leap into Tally to give her a big hug. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome back.
You have no idea what sort of weird future town I got sort of portaled into.
Oh, I'd believe it. I'm not sure. That was the strangest thing I think I've ever experienced.
Huh.
Do we actually still have the bells now that we've gone?
Yeah. Now
gone back
that
to
you
them?
look at each other, you see the bells that are one is blue and one is red in color. Wise, they all share the same symbol of an eye. What looks like the one that you're looking at currently.
When Tully says that, that's the strangest thing she's ever experienced, I'm like, not for me.
Yeah, just have to be the tough guy. Anyway,
Mhm.
once you guys are done talking, you heard a sound of Kaz like knocking, like whispering on the door, saying, "Everything all right?"
As soon as I hear that, I sort of run to the door and sort of like I just sort of like throw it open and I just go like, Kaz, you're okay. And I give him a hug too.
Okay, he just weird, like he kind of confused, but he hugs you back and says, of course I'm okay, but what happened to you guys? I was just checking the weird statue you were talking about, Tali, and then you're gone."
She's still there?
Yeah. That's the thing. She's
Take me to the statue.
yeah. I
I'm like,
have her.
what
right
happened
here.
to that dude?
I have her right here. And he like brings down a statue and then place it onto the floor, and he says, "But it's just a statue." And like he uncloth the statue, and she still looks vivid and alive, but just by looking at the texture, you will know it's a wooden copy of the person, the wooden sculpture of the person.
Oh,
Where's, I'm going to start looking around for Archon.
Okay. You don't see him anywhere.
I use the glass to see if and look around.
You try to look through it. All you see is the current structure of the place. You don't see anyone else. You don't see through the hallway. You don't see anyone else. You don't see the ruins as well. All you see is like each other. You could see Rivani's face directly through the eye because she's holding it right now. But that's about it.
I sort of looked at Tali and sort of asked, like, is that the statue you were talking about before?
It is. It looks like her, but it's not. The one I saw was real. Do I still have the deck on me?
Yeah. You reach into your pockets and you reach out, and all you can see is like the card that you're holding right now is an eye. The symbol very similar to the ones the that are on the bells, and it just says the Watcher.
I'd pull the card and I show it to the group.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
It's trying to tell us something. I don't know what.
You sure we should be keeping that deck around?
It's been weird, but so far it's only done good. It saved a seeker from petrification, saved Vakeen after. I mean, I got it wrong a couple of times, but it.
Not only that, but the look of horror on his face when I said burn it means that there's something he knew that we didn't, or we don't.
Yeah, and as sort of as the adrenaline sort of wears off, I just sort of like give this huge yawn I sort of start looking like even more tired than before, and sort of just well, well, whatever. I guess we're all okay. So if anyone needs me, I'm gonna be comatose in my bed now.
All right. Well,
We can we
yeah.
can we can talk to Vendor.
Vendinar.
We can talk to Vendor about all of it tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. Nine actually says, all right. I think he's still in his chamber meditating. But okay. We should take some rest. And then he sits down on the corner and try to meditate himself. All right. That. Anyone else got anything, or are you all going to go to sleep?
I'm like, didn't you say there was stuff out the something out in the kitchen?
Yeah.
I want to walk the house.
The kitchen.
Yeah, I want to walk the house and see if everything's back in order.
Okay. You walk around the house.
I'll just like sort of quickly like comfort Bright Eyes, sort of like apologize if I sort of worried her, and I'll just sort of wave the others off and just sort of plop down on the bed.
Bright Eyes kind of stand guard beside your bed. As your existence were gone, you can feel that it's a bit scared when you were gone. It's like, what the fuck happened? All right. So for Tolly, for you, Rivani, you just went to sleep. For Tolly and Viking, you guys went through the whole room. Nothing really happens. You even check the prince like stays. Judging by the sound of that, they are probably snoring really hard because they're super exhausted. But beyond that, you don't see anyone else. You don't see Archon anywhere anymore.
I looked to Tully, I'm like, yeah, we need to leave this place.
Yeah.
Once we get a night's rest, let's never come back here.
Agreed.
All right, you walk back to the room and rest in your bed. That will be the end of today's session. Great job, guys. Yeah.
Hey.
I kind of mashed a lot of stuff together, so yeah.
That sure was something.
Yeah.
It was great.
Thank you. And
damn.
Unfortunately, we're a little bit exceeded the time, so we'll be ending this session. And
yes.
Is anyone unable to attend next week? Just wondering, because Viking said he can't do the week after next.
I'm not 100% certain. I'll know more probably Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
I should be. I should be fine next week.
Okay. Cool.
And sorry again for my connection. It was just like it was like fluctuating for some weird reason. I'm not really sure what happened.
Don't worry, it's fine. Sometimes stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So a little weird since it's been like pretty much like completely fine like the past several weeks. So
yeah.
So one of the things my character would be doing in the downtime would be the contemplating who the hell Giuseppe is. I don't know how to pronounce that. The Jazznapper.
Yeah, Jazznapper.
Is that a homebrew god or is that an actual?
It's not an actual god. It's a homebrew stuff. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So your character can think about that. It's something that's you never heard before. All right. And you guys all received in experience wise, about 2,000 experience. Oh, no, sorry. 1,500 experience. 1,500 for experiencing some weird events.
So we're at
things that go bump in the night.
Yeah.
15,500.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the next.
All right.
$2,300 is level 7.
Still some sessions to go. I trust you guys can reach it.
No, I put like when I do my experience, I do this.
Yeah.
So I know when the next level is
Yeah.
instead of having to look it up.
All right.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys next time.